Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. I saw that Trump was live, and it's been a while since I've done one of these. Let's see what we can get into. Let's see what we can talk about in the midst of this forever war and see what Trump is up to, see how his mental status is. I heard Tulsi Gabbard quit, so maybe we'll talk about that. I don't know, man. I just want to check it out, and I thought we could watch it together, perhaps, if I can figure out how to do this, because my producer skills are a bit down, but we shall endeavor to persevere. And we're going to share some screens, and we are going to do some things here. Let's see. This is basically live. I want to see what lies our government is up to and see what is on the docket as far as what we're going to do as a country and globally, because we are still the global leader as far as I can tell. Let's go. No, let's go back to this. Here we go. Let's hear it.
This happened, and we're sending a lot of money your way. We're gonna get it back, but we need talent. That's why we have some of the people that you see right here. We have a lot of talent, a lot of political talent. From the beginning, this was a symbol of American excellence and American grit, and really the American dream. And New Yorkers are people who built Wall Street into the world's financial capital, who turned Broadway into the heart of American culture and entertainment, who dug the Erie Canal. You know what the Erie Canal is? Big stuff.
What's up, Brett?
And launched 1,000 innovations that built really the middle class of our country. You really built the country. Unfortunately, in recent years, this state's been held back by bad policies, bad politicians, and foolish radical left idiocy. It's crazy what's going on. But under the Trump administration, we're doing everything we can to bring New York back in bigger, better, stronger than ever before. And I'll introduce him in a second, but you have a guy named Bruce Blakeman. Let me just say, he's a friend of mine for a long time. He won in landslides in Nassau County. If you know Nassau County, it's all Democrat. He's a Republican, and he won in landslides. And he just had the biggest election in the history of Nassau County as a Republican. And he's very conservative, by the way. I don't want to scare you. He's right here, Bruce. I'm going to introduce you in a second. You better get ready, Bruce. He's going to win. He's going to win. You know, when he ran years ago, he ran in Nassau. They said, you got to be kidding. It doesn't happen. No Republican wins in Nassau. And he ran and he won. And you better watch yourself. You better watch yourself, Kathy. You got a race. Got a big race. So we're going to start turning New York around. I'm going to work with Bruce. I'm going to work with the whole group in New York. We're going to work with Mike Lawler's.
Yo, what's up, Calvin? I don't know. It's not a replay. It's just like 30 minutes past it. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Yeah, Brett, I'm doing okay. Thanks for asking. I'm trying to figure out what he's doing. What is he trying to sell? What is this? Isn't there a war going on? Isn't the country falling apart? Aren't we on the brink of thermonuclear war, as that movie would say? I don't know what he's doing here. Maybe he's gloating. Maybe he's happy that Thomas Massie lost. Is it like a victory lap? I'm not sure what he's doing, but let's have a listen.
Fantastic. He's fantastic. He is a fantastic. I call him Mr. Salt. He didn't stop. He wouldn't stop. He was driving us crazy. We have to get salt. We have to get salt back. And he got it back. And he's a terrific guy. And you're lucky to have him. I'll tell you. He loves you. He loves this place. Mike. Great. Great, Mike. It's terrible things are happening. However, we have to take the good with the bad. Companies are leaving. Rich people are leaving. People that pay a lot of money. All these rich companies, big, fat, beautiful companies, They have jobs and they have money, and they're leaving, and nobody's stopping them from leaving. New York can never, if we don't stop this, and I'm for you, and I'm helping you in Washington much more than I'm supposed to be helping you. I believe me. New York can never be the same if it's losing its tax base, and the people that pay 85% of the taxes are leaving. And we're taking in illegal immigrants. Oh, they're wonderful people and all, but they're not paying any tax. They're taking your money. Ay, ay, ay. They're taking your money. The people that pay 85 to 90% of your
Trump or Harris? Well, I voted for Trump, but it's pretty embarrassing. It's pretty embarrassing. And really, the one question on my mind is, if Kamala Harris was president, would we still be at war with Iran? And I think the answer is yes. What's up, Maria? Good to see you. Hit the link if you want, Maria. I've been practicing my Spanish. I'm ready. I'm ready for my exam. If I could go back in time and Kamala Harris, and I could look at my crystal ball and I would know that Kamala Harris wouldn't have got us into a war with Iran, I would have voted for her. But I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case. But as I've said before, we are in the midst of a great awakening. And there are many truths coming out. And it is a fascinating time to be alive. So let's see. Again, I don't know what Trump is doing. Is this a victory lap speech? Calvin, yes, he would. Kamala just does whatever she's told, and she would have been told to do that. So there you go.
Your taxes are leaving, and you know, when they go, they never come back. They never come back. Nobody calls them. Nobody does anything. Nobody talks to them.
What's your name? The best steel brain rot streamer. Who do I think is better? Kamala's a joke. She's just a worker. She's not a thinker. Not that Trump is really much of a thinker, but at times he would stand up for the truth. He lies. Trump lies 85% of the time. But within those lies, he says a few decent things. And Kamala, she doesn't even know what she says. She says nothing. She says nothing. There you go. Spend $1 billion. She just complains, moans, and whines. Challenge me on that? Okay. No, I don't like Kamala. No, I didn't vote for Kamala. And thank God she didn't win. But as I said before, if she truly was a candidate of peace, but she wasn't. She even said that right out the bat. But Trump betrayed us. Trump did the bait and switch. Trump lied to us. He campaigned as a president of peace. That is not what we got. So we are betrayed.
Nobody says, please don't leave. We'll give you a tax abate. We'll do anything.
What's up, Calvin?
I don't want to interrupt your video.
Nice.
But I definitely want to
Nice. Hold on.
So yeah, I don't want to interrupt your video, but I definitely have to challenge you on that statement that you made about Kamala.
No, I mean there ain't really nothing going on. I've been away for quite some time. I'm trying to get my groove back on. I was hoping to get some views off of this video because it worked in the past, but no one. I think I'm still punished for being demonetized, honestly. Sometimes I could just do a simple video like this, get 100,000 views, and now I can't even get like 5. So,
Oh yeah, I recently started getting your notifications. Well, but they guess because you weren't going live as usual, and then you changed your name or something, right? Because it wasn't. I was like, who is this person? Barnard Sphere or whatever. Then I realized it was you. So you changed your name, right?
mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's fine. Like I didn't recognize the name, but go ahead, play your video. I don't want to interrupt you but I definitely not gonna let that what you said about her fly.
I mean, listening to Trump at this point is just completely pointless. He's just rambling about what? It's stupid. Like you, I mean, if you want to say something, I think that's better.
Yeah, you're saying that Kamala would have.
Can you please say her name right? I mean,
her name is Kamala.
It's not Kamala. It's
Kamala. Kamala. Sorry.
Kamala.
Kamala. Sorry. Yeah, and
Thank
I
you.
should know better. But
You
are
should.
you? Yeah, why would what would give you that when no Democratic president has ever done that?
No
Up until
Democratic
this
president
point,
has ever
and
done what, sir?
so the report is that Mr. Netanyahu had presented this to Obama. He had presented this to Biden, and none of them bit and took him up for what he was saying. So I want to know why you think she would have done what her predecessors did not do.
Well, first off, you have to remember that when Obama came in the office, we already had like 5,000 wars going on. So it's not like he was going to start another one. We had to waste at least 20 years in Afghanistan. And perhaps Obama would have done it if we weren't at war with Afghanistan and Iraq and all this other stuff was going on.
Or maybe he was smart enough and listened to his generals and whatever, and to figure it out. Like, yo, the same quagmire that Trump is in, they would have gotten themselves stuck in, and that wasn't a good place for us to be. So maybe can that also be part of his decision making why he did not do it?
Of course.
Okay.
Look, Obama got some things right. Obama got Ukraine right. Obama didn't give weapons to Ukraine because he knew that it would be a disaster. He didn't want to give them false hopes. He didn't want them to think that they could fight and beat Russia. He knew that a neutral Ukraine is what is best for America, Ukraine, Russia, and the world globally. And Obama got it right, and Trump got it 100% wrong.
So
go ahead.
no, I don't want to deviate. You bringing up Ukraine, and that could take us down another path. I would like to stay focused on
Sure.
your statement about Kamala. We can go ahead.
Why do I have? It annoys me that I have to correct you on how to say her name. It's just
sorry,
Kamala.
Kamala. Yeah, Kamala. Yeah, sorry.
Thank you. I don't know what could have been. Nobody does. But her rhetoric was that she was bought and sold by the Zionists from what she said. And same thing with Joe Biden. I believe Joe Biden ultimately would have done it.
That
I could be wrong. No one will ever know. No one will ever know.
But so that the word is that they presented the same thing to Biden. Are we correct? Because I can't remember the report.
Yes,
and he turned it down. So you can't say
he's
that.
He's been trying to start a war with Iran for forever.
Correct.
And actually, we don't forget we funded Iraq to fight Iran. I don't know if do you know that, or I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not the foreign policy is weak. But go ahead.
Okay, well let me tell you some truths. We armed Iraq. We armed Saddam Hussein. I don't know what you're laughing at. This is a real picture.
No. I was nothing.
That's Donald Rumsfeld. Perhaps
I was laughing at something totally different. But go ahead.
Okay, listen. This is Donald Rumsfeld. This is like the Pete Hegseth of the day. Donald Rumsfeld.
Which one is he? The one shaking his hand, or the one in the middle?
The one shaking his hand.
Okay.
We were on Iraq's side because they were at war with Iran for like, what was it, 8 years or something? We gave them chemical weapons to. Yeah, we did.
Okay.
We did.
Okay.
Anyways, so I'm not sure where I was going with that, but
I think you were dabbling in, I guess, justifying why. Go ahead.
I think Kamala would have done whatever Bibi told him to, because she is. I don't see her to be. She just follows the path. She follows the path, and she's very successful at it, and she's very good at it. And she does what she's told, and that's what she would have been told, and that's what the people around her would have told her, and I think she would have fallen for it. I'll never know. I'll never know.
But no, you never know. But you're speculating on, or you're saying what she would have done, as if her actions beforehand would have said something to that nature, and that's not the case. I think you're saying that because I think, quite frankly, that's the only thing you can't run to right now, being that Trump has put you in this position. You want to say that's she would have done something. Miss Harris would have done something like that. When her record shows that, when she was campaigning, let us recall that she did have a tit for tat, maybe her people or people within our party, or party, I'm not a Democrat, but within the Democratic Party were coming to her campaigns and don't, interrupting her because what Israel were doing to the Palestinians. So and remember when he came to town to visit during that season, he went to Mar-a-Lago and he did not stop to see Ms. Harrison at that point in time. So VP Harrison. So to say that she would have followed through when all her actions up to that time shows that she was an antagonist and Trump was more of appealing to her, that doesn't buy. That dog doesn't bark. You see what I'm saying?
You've got some good points, but as I said before, I'll say it again. I don't know what could have been.
Okay,
In an
well,
alternate timeline. I do know that Kamala never said anything against the Bibi Netanyahus.
what do you mean she never
And-
said anything?
Joe Biden, there's some speech where he's like, he's the biggest Zionist, he's the biggest supporter of Israel. Out of his own mouth, he said this. There's some speech somewhere where he says this. And when they got Kamala on that show, a very favorable, I think it was The View or some type of estrogen-laced feminist layer of evil, and they threw her the slowest softball pitch ever, and they said, what would your presidency look like? How would it differ from Joe Biden? She's like, oh, nothing at all.
Okay.
And Joe Biden was just funding this massacre in Gaza. Now, has Trump funded it? Yes. So he's a failure in that regard, but at least he's like said something like, hey, maybe you should stop annihilating everyone. Not that
Who?
we got the results Trump did.
So you're saying that during that point in time, Trump was more of an opposition to Israel than Kamala?
Well, when Trump said something openly against Bibi, well, ultimately he did a bait and switch and he betrayed us. So really, I don't know what's worse.
So
I mean, he totally betrayed us.
okay, so I mean, we don't need to rewrite history. The objective facts were out there. In terms of who had more harsh rhetoric to Netanyahu, was definitely Ms. Harris. Point blank and period.
Never.
She was, because
There's none.
no,
There's
no,
none. There's none. There's
she
none.
was the only.
Hold up the clip.
She got
She
slapped.
never said anything about that.
Oh, she did, because she had to walk a toe line, because she had to respect the pro Israel people, but then she also had to her party. She was getting beaten on her parties because of what the bombing that was happening in Palestine. So she had to speak up and say that Palestine deserved their own. I forgot the language she said.
She didn't say that. She never said that. She never said two-state solution. She never said anything like that. She, just like the rest of them, have bowed down to the typical Zionist rhetoric. It's always this. It's always this. It's our greatest ally, bro. Are we still going through? They still harbor this guy who came to America and tried to touch little girls. Probably has a history of touching little girls, and he is not extradited. It's crazy. It's crazy, but the world is waking up, and I'm happy to see that. And ultimately, the question is, what will become of this place? When will we stop supporting it? When will America stop supporting this? And will Germany support it forever? Because Germany is a huge supporter of this place too, mind you, interestingly enough. And I thought with this Thomas Massie election, the fact that he lost,
Okay.
I thought with a Thomas Massie victory, that would mark the complete turning point of what's going on. But the actual turning point, no relation, of course, has not completely occurred. But we can see that it's coming. It's cool. The thing that's funny is, it's cool to talk crap about this country now. Like, that's the cool thing. It's like almost to the point where, fashion. Remember when, like, I don't know, high tops were in fashion, and then everyone got high tops, and then once everyone had high tops, people were like, "Oh, I want low tops," or something like that. It's almost to the point where it's too fashionable. It's too trendy to dislike this country, but until they act right, we're going to have to call this out in some way or another. And it's crazy because even on the show, I have to watch what I say. I have to watch what I say because of them. Were you looking something up?
Yeah, I was trying to find exactly because she had a prepared speech each time that came up, and people and the pro-Palestine people would come to a rally and protest. She would say that little stump speech, and I know she addressed it. So I'm trying to find that message.
All
But
right. Well, I mean, you can find it. I can talk about Kamala Harris all day. I'm pretty good at it, I think.
Okay.
If you want.
How do you feel? How do you feel about Tulsi?
I heard a rumor Tulsi quit. Did she make a speech? Do you know that?
She
Did she
sent
quit?
a letter. She sent out a
I
letter.
feel like I haven't even read this letter, but let's read the letter.
Okay.
I'm guessing this letter is redemption because she was a total sellout like the rest of them. Because what are you laughing at?
You calling her a sellout?
Yeah, she's a sellout because she came in and she's a veteran. I think she's still active duty or something. Hold on. What does the letter say? I'm hoping the letter says, I can no longer in good conscience support this warmongering POS president named Donald Trump. And for those reasons, I'm out. That's what I hope she says because she had such promise. Looking at a woman like that, I'm not anti-woman. I've worked for women that are great leaders. And we had such hope in Tulsi. She was a bit young, but with time she could gain experience in politics. She's attractive, which, whether you like it or not, is important. It's not a total smoke show, but she's an attractive person. And we want attractive leaders because attractive leaders just get things done, whether you like it or not. Obviously, her military service. Interesting that she's from Hawaii. She likes to surf. There's a lot of things going on. She would drop truth bombs. She was fervently anti-war, and she was courageous at one point. But then, much like everyone else, when they get into power, they hold on to power. Sorry about this. I live where I live. When people get into power, they don't want it to go, and I can understand that. It's just we don't want to let go of wealth, power, and prestige. But how much are you going to sell out? You're going to sell out your physical body. You're going to sell out your spiritual soul. And she was selling out her spiritual soul, and she was getting cut out of meetings.
True.
And what's the point? Like, what am I doing here? Collecting a paycheck, just being a stooge? What am I, female DEI hire, coming with all this promise and just not even be involved? We have idiots like Pete Hegseth. God, I can't stand this guy. He's a total warmonger. He's like he's got the mentality of a 16-year-old boy playing video games. He's like,
exactly.
We blew up a ship with a, okay, exactly. Great. Our Navy blew up a ship with a submarine with a, torpedo, which hasn't happened in quite some time. So it is significant militarily and historically. That being said, bro, there's like a bunch of Iranians on there that they were just born in Iran and they're sailors and now they're blown to bits or drowned. And it's just so vile. It's so disgusting. It's not something necessarily to be proud of, in my opinion. It's disgusting. The fact that he likes that and goes on, and it's embarrassing. It's an embarrassment.
And it's a reflection of the person that you elected or you voted for.
It is.
Yeah, I own it. Indirectly, a reflection of you. You put these nutty people in it. The Republicans, along with you, put these crazy people in charge, and now we're seeing what's that? You remember that that's the word FAFO? And I guess you guys are really I guess finding out.
We're in the finding out phase.
Yeah, y'all in the finding out phase. Now I'm surprised because
Y'all, you mean we are in the finding out phase?
well, of course, because I'm here by indirectly or by extension. I'm American. But I never trusted the dude. I am surprised now. I am surprised that he burned you guys in this regards because you remember he was supposed to be the isolationist. This was supposed to be the isolationist.
Yes, that's what I voted for. Yes,
exactly.
I voted for that.
And he just threw you guys. But see, I think that's what he was money. Here's my personal opinion. I'll turn the mic back on to you. I think he was largely, to a degree, an isolationist. But I think it went to his head about these dictators and being able to knock people off like Venezuela or whatever the case may be, and it was all a part of legacy. So he wanted to me, he was trying to carve out himself, looking at legacy for him in his brain. So that's why I think he did that. He thought that would be another huge feather in his cap in terms of his legacy, and look how it's played out.
It's crazy that I completely agree with you that he was looking at his legacy and he wanted to go down in history as someone that changed the whole area in the Middle East. Exactly. Look, he's the great one that finally he thinks he's like Moses. He led people out of the desert after 40 years or who I don't know who. Do you know the Moses story? Moses got him out of Egypt, but then they were sinful, so God punished them for 40 years in the desert until they all passed. And then but Moses didn't take him to the promised land. Who was it?
Joseph.
It was Joseph. Maybe he fancies himself as kind of a Joseph. And he's going to get them out, and he's going to have Trump Gaza and all these things, and that's a legacy. And when he goes to Israel and all those Zionists, they love him because they're doing what none of the other presidents were too smart to get involved in. But he is unfortunately stupid enough to fall for the trick.
And that's why, my friend. 1 second.
And it's pretty sad state of affairs.
Yeah, and that's
in that regard.
Yeah, that's why I say you can't put that on Miss Harris. She would, I knew 1000% she wouldn't have done that. She would have listened to the people above her, and they would have never done that. At most, they probably would have done is what Trump did 8 months ago: drop a bomb here and there, and that was probably it. But getting involved in this war, whatever she would have never done something like that. Her record doesn't say she would have done something like that.
She doesn't have. What are you talking about? She voted for every single Israeli funding, and she never show me. Did she vote against war ever? No. Her record shows that she would do that. What are you talking about?
No, but
yes.
No.
When did she ever vote against war? She never, as a senator, voted against a war. So her record shows that she is a warmonger like the rest of them.
By extension of what Biden and what Obama did, she would have followed suit with followed in line and not done what had the attack against Iran. And unless you can find me something above your feelings and proof, then we have to go with.
I do have proof. Her voting record shows that she has never come across a war that she didn't vote for. She's never come across funding for Israel. Anything that we have done.
No. Which
Ukraine we've totally funded, and she was involved in that.
Okay.
And so was this Israel thing, and she was completely on board with it.
No, I'm talking about an American war for us. Funding for Ukraine, that was bipartisan. That was both the Republicans.
Yeah, that includes her.
Okay, but that was giving them weapons so they could defend themselves.
Bro, you sound okay.
What? Okay. Am I missing something? You
wanted me to show. You said she had some record of peace, and I'm like, no, she doesn't. No, that's really what we're talking about.
You're saying that she has a record of war and voting for wars. You gave me
no. Well, yes, I said that as an answer to you because you made this claim that her history shows that she wouldn't do that kind of thing, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Her history shows that she votes for every war that comes across her desk. That's a fact.
And I ask you, which war?
And I told you, well, are we talking in circles? Ukraine and Gaza. Is that not enough for you? Because we can go back. How long has she been a senator? I guarantee you she never voted for peace. I guarantee you she never voted for peace. Let me say it one more time so it sinks in. I guarantee you Kamala Harris never voted for peace.
So are you saying that Congress voted whether Israel could go to war with the Palestinians? Are you saying that that was a vote that they took?
We take votes whether we should give them more in addition to what we always give them for the next 10 years because of Obama. Okay. And we give them billions and billions and billions and billions. Yeah. And yes, by that measure, they're not going to go to war if we don't fund them and give them free stuff. So yeah, that's because we're an illegal country that goes to war without even declaring war as we're supposed to. We don't. I don't know when. I wish that's what they taught us in school, and I've never seen it happen.
Barney,
except for in Iraq a long time ago. Go ahead.
By default, we always fund Israel. We've always fund them, always giving them billions.
I know.
So she would have done that regardless of award. That's something that
sir. There's something that for like 10 or 20 years, Obama did it. I didn't know we was going to get in this conversation. Yes, for whatever reason, we have to give them zillions of dollars. But in addition to that, we give them even more when they want to go blow up some people.
Okay,
and we've done that.
You're correct. I would agree with that statement that when they went to war, Biden did take out or went to petition Congress for more money for Israel as well as Ukraine.
And Kamala's like, this is great. They have a right to protect themselves. So really, this whole conversation is, you said that she has a record of peace, and I say, no, she doesn't. And those are my examples. And I think they're pretty clear examples, bro.
I said she has a record of one, following the Democrats, and two, being an antagonist or not being totally in tow with Netanyahu.
She doesn't. Where? She gives him everything he wants. What are you talking about? We're talking in circles.
Okay. I'll find the proof. I'll find the proof. I was looking for the proof. I'll find it.
She would never say anything against her handlers, her chosen one handlers. She would never say anything against Netanyahu. She would never.
Where have you been hiding, J. Rillo? I'm because I know you. It's wartime. You're usually doing your videos during this time. Where have you been? But I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find some proof. But
okay, that's fine.
So, but Miss Tulsi, I think
I got the letter. Do you want me to read the letter to you? I haven't read it yet.
Go ahead, read it.
All right. But I told you how I feel about Tulsi.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the stage, Brett. It's nice to have you. Let me give you some. Hold on. I didn't give you cheers, Calvin. Sorry. Hold on. Let me bring you both down and bring you both up properly. Okay. Don't go anywhere.
I hear you for some reason. Hold on.
Let me hold on. I'm going to pull you right back up. I've got two very special guests in the back. I want everyone to extend their warmest welcome and gratitude to these very great guests, actually. And maybe if we give him a warm enough welcome, Calvin will actually one day get a camera. So let's welcome to the stage two very famous people. Calvin and Brett, welcome to the show.
Yeah, you fucking rule.
Howdy. I fixed the audio. I can hear you now.
You sound great. Looking good, Brett. Looking good.
Yeah,
it's gone all right, Brett. Question: is Kamala? What'd you say?
Oh, I just said that's good. I'm glad to hear it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. If Kamala was president and got elected, what do you think? Do you think she would have gone to war with Iran, Brett?
She would do whatever her overlords told her to do.
What would her overlords have told her to do, sir? in your opinion, because obviously we don't know, but in your opinion, are you listening to this, Calvin? Go ahead.
Should, give more money to the only theocracy in the Middle East that's ethnically cleansing the Holy Land of Palestine. Turn a blind eye. It wasn't like she was the vice president And what real efforts did she make to impede or stop the Biden administration from completely arming, funding, and selling a genocide and ethnic cleansing? Like, she did not really step up to the plate to do much of anything, right? If anything, it was like maybe give a little bit of ear service and step aside.
She
type of that.
plays the game. She plays the game well. She dresses very well. She's very
There's
the way she looks and her ethnicity. It's hot right now, right? That ambiguity, the big mix. She dresses so professionally. She can't speak well at all. So I don't know how that works, but she plays the game. And the only way that she could have ever redeemed herself, in my eyes, was if she got on stage or called a presser against her overlords and said, hey, Joe Biden's brain is mush, and I'm enacting the 25th Amendment. I think that's what it is. And I'm taking over, and I don't care what you people say. And if she took over because Joe Biden was obviously incompetent, I would have fully supported that. I'd be like, you go, girl. It's about time you grow a backbone. It's about time you use that brain of yours instead of just playing along and doing that. Listen, I got to take a short break. So, Brett, Calvin, can you guys handle it for a minute? Say yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I had no problem. I just wanted to touch on something that seems to be missing in the conversation taking place, and that is that she's taken AIPAC money. And I think, I can't remember if it's 97% of Congress or 90% of US government itself or whatever the number. I think it was 97% of Congress has taken AIPAC money. And I heard Barnabas touch on it earlier, talking about Massey in Kentucky. Well, that again just shows that the AIPAC money is taking out any candidate that goes up against and stands up against the only theocracy in the Middle East over there. If you speak out against it, or he didn't even really speak out against it, he just said we should stop funding them, stop arming and funding them, and etc. And like America first. And for that, he got canceled, right? Where no, that's not allowed. And they're even bragging. AIPAC is bragging about how they took out Massey. They're bragging about controlling US politics and being super influential, to the point where, I mean, they're running the show and controlling the game. So regardless if it's a Kamala Harris or a Pete Hegseth, or, you know, pick somebody, Schumer or freaking Republican or Democrat, is completely irrelevant, because they're all taking AIPAC money. They're all going to look out for that that little theocracy in the Middle East lobby. That's their number one donors. That's their number one commitments. That's where their allegiances lie. They don't lie with the American people. If they did, you guys wouldn't give Israel $4 billion a year. You would fix your roads, fix your schools, fix your infrastructure, maybe get health care. Like,
Wait a minute.
It's a great difference of appropriation of funds. Like,
When are you American?
I'm Canadian.
Okay. Oh, no problem. I just, because you said you guys. I thought not that a problem. Go ahead. Go ahead. You finish. You're saying.
But Brett, you have to admit, maybe due to a small part in what you've been putting out there, but times have changed just in the past couple of years.
Oh,
perhaps times have changed, unfortunately, on the backs of the suffering and complete annihilation of the Gazans. But it's like cool to hate, to not like. I don't even want to say it. It's cool.
I mean,
to not like on this country, and at some point, the tide will turn, and America will stop funding it, because we're waking up.
Why did
Do you see that? Hold on. Do you see that, Brett? Or what are your thoughts on that, Brett?
I've been trying to raise awareness about the only theocracy in the Middle East and what they've been doing to the Holy Land of Palestine for multiple decades. Like, I'm not new to this conversation. I've been doing it a very, very, very long time. And it is night and day different now, today, 2026, than it was even 5-10 years ago, let alone 20 or 30. It is drastically, massively different. I've had people even 5 years ago, 4 years ago, call me crazy, call me out of my mind. I'm just anti-Semitic. I'm all these things. I don't know what the heck I'm talking about, blah, 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 blah. years later come back and be like, hey, you were talking about all this way back then. Like, apparently this is actually happening and you knew about it and were trying to tell us and we didn't listen. So like, can you like tell me what the heck's going on? Because I wrote you off back then, but turns out what you're saying is true. I remember coming on here, like onto this platform of YouTube. I was part of the Calvin, in case you didn't know, I was part of the 2022 Freedom Convoy here in Alberta, in Canada, and I was at the border blockade here in Alberta. So I came onto YouTube basically to share videos of that because I had lots of people wanting to see and know what's going on. So I ended up on YouTube by accident, and I started doing, the Panelverse, interviews and stuff like that because I was at the border blockade, so people wanted to know firsthand. And at that time, I was saying, AIPAC and that little theocracy in the Middle East, they run and control the U.S. Like that's who controls America.
Well,
and even just 4 years ago, I was getting called crazy and anti-Semitic and all these things. And 4 years later, it's like, oh, you were talking about this from day one since you've been on here. Like, it's looking like this is actually true when you have the Tucker Carlson saying it and the Megyn Kellys and the Candace Owens and, even Charlie Kirk was starting to see it. And
There's a book
Right.
that I've never read, but I just love the title, and it says, "One day everyone will have always been against this," and that's kind of where we're at now. But really, my question, Brett, is, what is the future for our quote unquote special relationship?
I've asked that question myself, and honestly, I believe the future is concerning either way you break it down. Because I think if it goes one way, you're going to end up with a police state. It'll be like the post-apocalyptic, movies type deal thing where you're going to have a police state and armed I watch my language, armed, personnel on street corners and a rebellion resistance group trying to fight against the establishment. It'll be like 1984-ish, right? Like Orwell's 1984. They're going to get their police state. They're going to get the world domination control. We're all going to be subservient slaves. It's either going to go that way, or quite possibly, if you go the other way, I think there might come a time when there's going to be a number of countries, whether that includes the US or not, that eventually have enough of that little theocracy in the Middle East. There's going to be enough uproar and uprising from the citizens and stuff that they're going to be in big trouble over there, and they could end up getting pummeled, wiped out, etc. And that would lead to I'm not sure if people are aware, their use of the Samson option, which Israel has, where they basically have an attitude of mentality that if we go, you're coming with us, and they will, nuke other places, etc. And that's their nukes, by the way, is an interesting point. The reason I heard you talk about this earlier, Barnabas, is the reason that Israel does not declare that they have nuclear weapons officially is because they would have to sign on to non-proliferation and allow for inspection, which they don't want anybody poking in their business over there. They're going to learn too much about the war crimes and stuff. But not only that, if they officially declared they had nuclear weapons, that would make all funding to them illegal. They wouldn't be able to get aid, welfare from the US if they were an official nuclear power country. Nuclear power countries aren't allowed to receive international aid like that. So that's why they refuse to officially admit they have nuclear weapons, is for that very reason. If they did so, the welfare would stop.
So you really didn't answer the question, though. You gave a few possibilities. I mean, that's good enough. There's two possibilities. I guess I just wonder if America will ever just stop funding that. And I guess the answer is no. But also Germany funds it. I don't know who funds it the most. Germany is
US. Second is Germany.
US. Second is Germany, which is so bizarre. But go ahead, Calvin.
Well, a lot I want to say. So, but speaking to me, following up immediately what you said. So, the problem really isn't so much the funding, Israel, which you probably is probably, I guess, their actions or activities out there in the Middle East. You probably disagree with largely with. Is that correct, Barney?
I don't want
Because
to fund Israel. I don't want to fund any country. I want isolationism, straight up. I want to build the Great Wall of China in America. Anyone wants to trade with us or whatever, that's cool.
Okay.
We have like 10 or more aircraft carriers policing the globe. I want all of that to stop. I don't want to give any country any money unless they give us something in return.
But
And it has to be proven. So I'm against funding them, even if they weren't starting all these wars.
Okay.
Because until America becomes
Okay.
awesome, until we stop having
Okay.
lead water in Detroit, until we clean up this crime in Baltimore, which will.
Okay.
I'm against. Let me say that one more time. I don't want to fund any other countries. I just don't want to. We're not in that kind of position.
Okay.
And
So
even if we were in that kind of position, what is the UN? What's the point of having the UN if we just do what we want anyways? If you want to have this global type of organization that they vote on something and we're like, oh, we're America, we're just going to do what we want. What's the point of having it at that point? It's all lip service. It's bizarre and I can't stand it. Go ahead, Calvin.
yeah, I definitely hear what you're saying. So my follow-up was, do you think we should have allies? Do you agree? Do you support having allies?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Of course.
Okay. So, okay. Because what I always understood, or my introduction to Israel, is that they're one of our biggest allies out there in the East as well. Okay.
That's propaganda. You mean this? There you go. That's for you, buddy.
Okay, but I mean, aren't we getting great intel from them and things of that nature?
No,
Aren't they?
no. Their intel says that Iran has had they're 10 minutes away from a nuclear bomb. He's been saying that for 30 years.
But that's
Horrible
not the only
news.
thing.
Go ahead,
That's
Brett.
not but come on, Barney. That's not
Hold
the
on,
only
If I
intel.
could interject for a second.
Go ahead,
the
Brett.
intel
Help me
that
out.
you get from Israel tells you, the little theocracy in the Middle East is that Iraq has weapons of mass destruction, and you must invade them and go fight a decades-long war costing.
That's not the only intel. Stop that. That's not the only intel that they get. Because I remember distinctly when we went to I don't know who that person we went to kill or whatever. The intel came from Israel, and we knew right when he was in his apartment or whatever.
Oh, sure. If
So
they want you to go and assassinate somebody, they'll give you exactly coordinates to where they are. Absolutely. Then you get to do it, and not them, and you're the bad guy.
Okay.
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay, so
But the fact remains is that Iraq didn't have any weapons of mass destruction. And yet Netanyahu went to Congress and said that he did, and that if the U.S. invaded Iraq, that they were democracy would overflow the Middle East and all blah, blah, blah. And it was completely all bullshit, bullcrap, nonsense, and lies, right? So you're not getting good intel from them. You're getting what the intel that they want to give you and the narratives they want you to think, so that you'll support them and go along with their nonsense.
Okay.
Israel spies on us. Sorry.
That's
Israel,
what
excuse me. They spy on us, and that's how they have nuclear weapons. They sold nuclear secrets or something to get these nuclear bombs. They are our worst. They are not our ally at all. They are the opposite of an ally.
There's another example of
they're
that.
a burden upon us. Go ahead.
There's another example of that where they bombed the USS Liberty. So they attacked the USS Liberty, and we all know how picky America gets with their
Calvin,
boats.
do you know about that?
No.
Oh, that's a tragedy. Absolute tragedy.
But
1967, Israel bombs and strafed the USS Liberty, communication ship that was operating over there just off the coast of Egypt. They tried to make it look like Egypt did it. They didn't have any markings on their planes. Audio later came out that the pilots radioed in because they could see the stars and stripes flying, that it was an American boat, and they radioed back and said, these are Americans, and the command came down, don't care, hit them anyways. So they intentionally struck the USS Liberty. They tried to sink it and failed, to try and set it up so that they could suck the U.S. into going to war with Egypt.
Okay.
So this was a complete false flag operation. They tried, and then they tried to do it with. They also tried to do it with the Lavon affair, where they tried to conduct a number of terrorist attacks against Americans, important facilities, etc., try to make it look like they was Egyptians to try and suck the U.S. into going to war with Egypt.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if that's what I would really, given the history, call a greatest ally. Your greatest ally traditionally has always been us in Canada. You get 60% of your oil from us, the electricity, natural gas, precious metals that you get from Canada. Your war machine can't operate without us. You can't build jets. You can't build bombs. You can't build missiles. You can't fuel them. You can't do any of that without Canada. We give you like 90% of your potash for fertilizer. You can't even grow food without us.
Okay.
We traditionally should have been and have always been your greatest ally, not the ones that bombed the USS Liberty and the Lavon affair and attack and spy on Americans.
So I would take it you totally dislike Donald Trump at this point in time.
I've never liked Donald Trump. Before his first administration, before
Okay.
he was ever he was ever elected,
Okay.
I had the nickname for him Zion Don. You could
Okay.
tell he was a puppet of the little theocracy in the Middle East, Miriam Adelson.
Mhm.
You could tell that early, way before.
Yeah. I didn't vote for him, but Barney did, just in case you didn't know.
Oh no, I know. I'm not new.
I'm just playing around. But that walks me back. Okay, you made me lost my point. Okay, so that you were stating that we or Israel, APAC or whatever, is pretty much running things. And I would generally kind of tend to disagree only because, well, not totally, because as you stated, or as we've confirmed, Biden, neither Obama took up the bait to go to follow through with the war with Iran. Is that correct?
I'll make an interesting point to that.
Huh?
I could be wrong because they haven't all come out yet, but are we for sure that either Biden or Obama were in the Epstein files? Because Trump is. So when you consider a fact where you have Trump in the Epstein files, I'm not sure if you want to talk about that here, Barnabas, or not, but when you have Trump in the Epstein files and then Netanyahu goes and gives Trump a golden pager after their terrorist attack on Lebanon by the little theocracy in the Middle East, I would strongly make the case, and evidence seems to point towards Trump is probably being blackmailed and threatened. He's probably being blackmailed with the Epstein files. He's a disgusting old creep. And he's probably being threatened with a golden pager saying, hey, if you don't do this, kiss your butt goodbye.
Golden pager. Can you what does that mean?
Okay, so the little theocracy in the Middle East that's ethnically cleansing the Holy Land of Palestine, they did a terrorist attack on Lebanon, sabotaging their pagers. Yeah, there you go. Thanks, Barnabas.
Yeah. But I don't.
So, and the pagers exploded and killed children and etc. Right? It was a terrorist attack done by the little theocracy on Lebanon. After that, you wanted to know. I'm answering your question. After that terrorist attack, Netanyahu went to visit Trump and gave him a golden pager and handed it to him and said, here you go.
Okay.
So, I don't know. If that's me, I'm like, is this thing going to blow up? Right.
So, I guess, yeah, I got the connection. I just didn't see like how given you think Trump would hold on to something that he thinks is going to harm him. That's what I guess realistic. I'm just looking at the realistic aspect of what you were saying.
No.
Go ahead.
You're missing the point. You're missing the point there. It's not specifically that the pager was going to blow up. It's that like we can and will take you out if you don't do what we want you to do. We will do Epstein files. We will, we'll JFK you, we'll whatever. You're going to do what we want or else.
I actually I disagree with that. And me and Calvin actually agree on something. We just think that Trump thinks he's some type of Joseph.
Yeah,
leading the small hats out of the desert after 40 years, and it's more of a legacy
thing.
And when he goes to that country, they treat him well, to say the least. And
no, that's it. What it's
and I think. Excuse me. Yeah, he's on the files. Who knows what's in there? I guess we'll never find out. But I think it's more of a legacy. He wants that map to change, and he wants to be the savior of those people that get their the greater Judea, because if they get that greater Judea and that country succeeds, there he's going to go down for thousands of years as the guy, their savior, and that's what he's looking at now because he's old and he doesn't have much more time.
Well, the thing is with that is that Trump is a narcissist, right?
Yeah.
He's a narcissist. He thinks very highly of himself,
True.
etc. He does. You're right. He wants legacy, and they're using that against him. And he is using U.S. empire building to try and create that long lasting legacy. He's trying to build U.S. empire. I guess a case could be made that Trump and the little theocracy in the Middle East are mutually using one another because they're allowing him to build his legacy as long as they're allowed to, destroy Gaza, take out southern Lebanon, et cetera, et cetera. If Miriam Adelson brags that Trump gave them everything in his first administration, recognizing of the Golan Heights, which is occupied Syria territory. They occupied it they acknowledged it as being, the little theocracies. There's Trump Heights that's in the Golan Heights for doing it. Like they brag about the embassy move to Jerusalem. Like Trump literally, that little theocracy says jump, and Trump is like, how high? Like he gives them everything they want and more.
Yeah,
that's her words.
But
his words.
That goes to what me and Barney are saying. It kind of goes against what you're saying. We're saying Trump's actions and motivation between engaging in Iran had to do with more so with his narcissism, his ego, his legacy, as opposed to the files, any Epstein files. That's what we're saying.
Strongly disagree because their own administration has outright said numerous times on record that the reason that they went and attacked Iran is because the theocracy forced their hands. They've said outright that they were dragged into it by the little theocracy in the Middle East that's ethnically cleansing Palestine. It's been openly stated on record numerous times. So it's Trump. Trump's doing what he's told. Like I said, it's a case could be made where there's like a mutual using of each other. The only theocracy using him to get their war with Iran, to get their go-ahead to finish off Gaza and turn it into a Riviera of the Mediterranean, whatever. Like they're getting their way and he's getting his way with his legacy and trying to redraw lines on maps. And he wants a little asterisk by his name in the books, right?
So it is your position that Israel knows what's exactly all parties within the Epstein file. Is that what you're saying?
Do you know where Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell are from?
Hold on. Let me talk, Brett.
Okay.
So the generally accepted principle about Epstein is that he works for that country.
Okay.
Do you
no
agree or disagree with that?
I didn't know. This is you're educating me. Go ahead.
Well, this is what people like me and Brett believe is that Epstein has this island where things go down.
Okay.
Have you seen The Godfather? Have you seen that movie?
You don't have to. I'm aware of what I'm just saying. The Israel connection. I think that's what I need enlightening from. That's why.
Yes. Here comes this guy out of nowhere. He has billions of dollars, and no one can figure out how. He's working for Israel. He's working for their Mossad, which is like their CIA or something. Okay. He gets these politicians. He gets. Who knows what he's got Lindsey Graham doing, but he gets people to do things. And have you seen that movie, The Godfather? Yes or no? Have you seen it?
No.
Okay. There's a scene.
Maybe bits and pieces.
There's a scene in The Godfather.
Okay.
Maybe it's 2 or 1. I don't remember. And they're in Cuba back when America used to like Cuba. And they have this senator. Let's just call him Senator Graham. I don't know. It was acting, so we don't know who it was. And they bring him in to this place. He's in Cuba partying, and they have this woman. She's a sex worker, and they finish her off somehow. It's not shown. And then in the midst of this guy comes into the room with a camera and takes a picture of a senator with a passed away sex worker in his bed. Hyman Roth, thank you. Thank you. And it's basically like, we got you. Now you're going to vote how we tell you to do, because we're the Corleones. So you better vote how you want us to vote. And this is what is generally accepted amongst, I guess, depends on who you travel with, what this Epstein thing is. This Epstein is not, we don't believe this is just some rich, smart billionaire who just loves these underage women. I mean, he does. But we don't think he's just doing it for the game, for the love of the game. We think he's doing it to control and coerce powerful Americans, and who knows, maybe internationally, perhaps, people.
It's international.
Through blackmail.
Prince Andrew.
Prince Andrew, through blackmail with underage, with whatever they want, really, because we don't know what's in the files. I haven't heard of like any underage, or I haven't heard of any male prostitution in Epstein, but I wouldn't be surprised if Lindsey Graham went to that island and was into some crazy stuff. And it's just this island where people are blackmailed, and that's what we think it is. And yes, we think he works for Israel. Go ahead, Brett.
If I could just add a caveat to that, because I've been thinking that you haven't been around for a little bit, so we haven't really talked too much, but I've kind of had a different perspective on that. Epstein was very specific, and I mean, not to necessarily give gravity or weight or listen to a lying, manipulative con man, but he was very specific when he said he did not work for Mossad. He was very specific when he said this. He did not work for Mossad. He was very specific and said that he represented the Rothschilds. That's what he said. He did not work for Mossad, and also as well said he represented the Rothschilds. Now, Clinton testified that he knew Epstein via the Rothschilds. That's how Clinton met Epstein, was via the Rothschilds from, I can't remember her name, but it was a Rothschild woman. That's who introduced the Clintons to Epstein. So there's that aspect that comes into play with it. And
wait, okay, hold on. So is there a connection to Israel or not? Do you believe?
Well, I'm about to make that connection for you.
Okay. Because it sounds like you're disconnecting it. I don't know.
No. I'm actually tying it together and putting it into a package. So
thank you.
If the Rothschilds openly, brag pretty much about being the founders of the little theocracy in the Middle East. Place wouldn't exist if it wasn't for the Rothschilds. Now, the pyramid, I'm not, Barney, I know you know this, but to Calvin, or maybe you don't, but to Calvin for sure, do you know that the pyramid on your US $1 bill exists in real life? You can go see it. You have to go to the little theocracy in the Middle East. If you go to, I have to say it this way, sorry, Barney. If you go to the Israel Supreme Court building, Barnaby, you can look it up, bring up a graphic if you want, but pyramid at Israel Supreme Court building, the pyramid on the US $1 bill exists. That land, that building was all donated by the Rothschilds. So there's a whole other aspect of this that is in play, as well as regarding Iran, where Iran doesn't have a Rothschild central bank. It was like Syria didn't have one, Venezuela didn't have one, North Korea doesn't have one. Are you seeing a pattern here? Everywhere that Americans are told these are your enemy, don't have Rothschild's banks, or didn't before this whole whatever. So
soiree.
There's a strong case to be made that the United States of Israel is the Rothschilds proxy army. They get to send the U.S. armed forces into whatever country doesn't have a Rothschild central bank and go and, get their regime change, get their overthrows, their coups, their whatever, everywhere that doesn't have a Rothschild central bank. So when it comes to blackmailing powerful, influential people, whether it's politicians or actors, a number of actors also involved with all that, etc., very powerful, influential people in a public eye that would gain a large audience. They're definitely, in my opinion, I guess, the whole purpose of Epstein Island was to gather that blackmail information and be able to completely annihilate, destroy anybody, and make little puppets out of all these powerful people. And it didn't matter Democrat, Republican, left, right, white, black, whatever, didn't matter. All that's irrelevant. It's all for those guys.
So if what you're saying is true, then we should be able to see the puppet behavior elsewhere reflected in other high power individuals. Is that correct?
Well, we absolutely do.
The European Union supports this country. Germany, of all places, supports it like so much. It's completely insane.
Okay.
And there's a lot going on. But let's not. I'm not ready for the Rothschild rabbit hole, honestly. That's too many layers for me at the moment.
To talk about Epstein working for
No,
Mossad.
I appreciate it. I'm just pulling it back.
Yep.
So not so deep at the moment, and it's great that you're here, Calvin. So I guess my question to you is, Calvin.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
It sounds like you're pro-Israel, which is fine if that's what you are. Do you think that Iran is trying to make a nuclear weapon? Is my first question. This is like a multitude of questions here.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily pro-Israel. I just accept that America has been pro-Israel.
Okay.
I walk into this situation with this is our friend, and you telling me all this thing about this is not our friend and things of that nature. So I am just naturally inquisitive about your understanding about why I should not perceive Israel as our friend. But go ahead.
Okay, so you think Israel is our friend? Does that mean? Do you think Iran is our enemy?
Yeah. Not by extension of per se. Their connection with Israel, but just to my knowledge and awareness.
What do you not like about Iran? Why do you think Iran is your enemy?
It's just based on what I've heard in the news.
What have you heard?
Number one, that they tried to they wanted to assassinate Biden. We killed the leader, things of that nature. So yeah.
So you think that Iran is actively interfering with American politics and trying to perhaps execute some of our leaders? Is what you believe that? Or
I know that we killed one of their leaders. I know that they wanted to hit on Donald Trump and other people within this administration.
Do you know who that leader was?
No. Go ahead, Barney. Go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt your line of questioning, Barney, but the Khamenei, the leader that was taken out, he's basically, for a way to put it in kind of layman's terms, he would have been like the Pope type of deal thing, right?
Okay.
Just to kind of make the relation so there's kind of an understanding. Now, there's an interesting story with him, because I'm not sure if you know, have you heard the rhetoric? You said you listen to the news and stuff. Have you heard the rhetoric that's been going around where like Iran started this 47 years ago and etc.? Have you heard that argument made that Iran started this 47 years ago?
No.
Okay, it seems to be a popular talking points among Republicans and etc. that Iran started it a long time ago. But there's another argument to be made that it was actually the U.S. that started this 76 years ago, because in 1953. Iran had a democratically elected government with Mogadeh, and he wanted to nationalize Iranian oil, take it away from the corporations, make it for his people, where the people of Iran could enjoy the wealth and the resources of Iran, right? The U.S. and Britain, CIA and MI6 did not like this. They overthrew the democratically elected government of Iran in 1953. They installed a puppet, the Shah. He was a dictator. He had torture prisons. Khomeini was in one of those torture prisons, and he ended up coming out of it. So it's kind of like, maybe another way, he was kind of like a Nelson Mandela in a way, where he went to prison for trying to like free the Iranian people from this dictator Shah that the US and the UK installed. And then you had the Iranian Revolution in 1979, and the backing of Saddam Hussein by Rumsfeld and the Americans, who launched chemical weapons at Iran in the early 80s. So like it's not really so much Iran has started anything. They've just been subject to interference and aggression from the US and US allies, say, for decade after decade after decade after decade, going back 76, 80 years. So it's not, Iran isn't really so much your enemy as you're being sold. It's more the US is the aggressor, and they're trying to dictate who's going to be a leader where, who's going to have control of the resources, who's going to get the good deals, etc. It's, for lack of a better way of putting it, you're not the good guys.
I don't operate under that notion. But go ahead, Barnabas. You about to say something?
Well, yeah. So I don't believe Iran is our enemy.
Okay.
And like Brett said, it's just America's control over oil. And Shah means king in Farsi, I guess. That's what that term means. It was a king. And right now, Trump's plan, and since you like Israel so much, this is what's interesting. You believe you're pro, you believe in them, and you believe that Iran is your enemy, bro. It sounds like you voted for Trump. I mean, those are the positions. I'm just letting you know that. But hold on. So the crazy part is the old Shah, which means king, has passed. His son is alive, and the plan is to put him back. Put the prince as the leader, as a monarchy. And they love this guy, and they love this guy because he kissed the wall. Do you know what the kiss the wall? Do you know that wall or not? Do you know what that one, Calvin?
Kiss the wall?
You don't know? Okay,
no.
It's fine. He's just very on board. He just like, I want to be the king of Iran. And I'm not such a good guy that I probably wouldn't go and kiss that wall myself if I could be king of Iran. Hey, don't give me power. Being the king of Iran sounds great, honestly.
Okay.
So I'm not really mad at him, but just the absurdity of people thinking, oh yeah, let's bring in the prince. This will be great. Let's just delete enough people until we can put this guy in. And all these things you hear, they're trying to kill Trump, or they're like, maybe they are, but considering what he's doing, bro, what are they supposed to do? Just sit there and let the prince come in and rule them? They already had a king they didn't like. They threw him out in 79.
Okay.
And they want to, they want to be Muslim and do Muslim stuff. Bro, have at it. It's none of my business. And just, we're being forced into these wars by that country. And it's it's not going to be like that forever, because as we said before, times are changing and people are waking up. And even me, I've learned so much. I'm not an expert, of course, but back in the day, like Brett was saying, people would call you crazy. People would say this and that. And the only people saying this that I heard were neo-Nazis and Klansmen. And they'd put them on like these daytime talk shows, and they would say all this stuff. And I was like, these guys are crazy. These guys are nuts. And now a bunch of years later, it's like, oh, wait a minute. They knew this stuff all along. What a crazy world we live in, that those people who are not good messengers, who have ideas that I'm definitely not on board with, but some things they get right. It's crazy, I know, but that's the truth. It's just an interesting time. Yeah. So Iran's not my enemy, and you know what else?
Okay.
I don't even think Saddam Hussein was my enemy. Like, what's the problem with this guy? What did he really do? He invaded Kuwait. Why did he invade Kuwait? Oh, because it was going to be an American puppet right next to his country, and he didn't want that. Oh, that makes sense. It's kind of the same thing with Russia, honestly. And I don't know. What can I say? There's a clip of Saddam I might play. It's pretty awesome. What do you, Calvin? You're kind of the star here.
No,
what do you?
I accept what you said about Iran. So, you said something about Russia. So, would you agree Russia is an antagonist to us?
No, it
No?
doesn't. I don't see why it
Okay.
has to be.
It's the reverse is true. It's
Yeah.
actually the Westerners that are the threat and antagonizing Russia. Ukraine was a red line. There was never supposed to be any NATO in Ukraine, and
Okay.
NATO went ahead and offered Ukraine NATO, and Russia was like, no. And this was, I mean, this is a whole other topic and a whole other show, honestly, if you want to get into the whole Ukraine thing, because it didn't start in 2022. It started in 2014. There's a whole backstory to it, but it leads to I got to go, but it leads to, I wanted to say, it leads to a bigger picture, Calvin. So I know Barney can see it a lot. What you're told in the media by, a suit in front of a television camera or whatever, it's not always necessarily true. There could be a lot more things to the situation going on, et cetera. There's always, our world is theater and a stage. The victors write the history. It's all theater and stage. There's always, don't look at the man behind the curtain type of thing, where you're being presented one thing in front of the stage, but behind the curtain, there's a whole other thing going on. So just question everything, I would say, all the time.
Oh, definitely. I hope that I didn't give you that impression, which is why I question you and question what you had to say. I don't think America is innocent. I definitely think, I understand that, people who have a bad impression of America are not just crazy. I understand that what America feeds or via the television, that we're just this innocent whatever on the national stage. And I know that's not the case. So you don't, from that vantage point, I'm not in this disillusion about our oppression around the world.
You know what?
Right.
It's good that you're asking the questions and being able to. It is a big problem in our society where it feels like there's a lot of people that are incapable of taking in information, but then also being able to shift their perspective or shift their opinion once they discover and have this new information, and be able to doubt themselves and be like, oh, wait, maybe I was wrong about that. Maybe it actually is like that. I'm going to ask more questions and find out more. It seems to be something lost in our society these days, where we've relinquished our ability to think critically and think for ourselves. And we just have, podcasters or television personalities or whatever telling us what and how to think, and being like, this is this is that, blah, blah, blah. And like, think this way, and repeat and regurgitate and parrot what I say. And then you run into everybody in comment sections where there's reciting like a parrot what they were told how to think, right? So there's a large portion of our society that are, forgive the expression, but mindless sheeple that just go along and are told what and how to think. And we need to get back to the critical free thinker. We need rebels, not rebel free thinkers that aren't afraid.
Speaking of which, Brett, let me challenge you. Let me maybe piss you off.
I'm actually in a pretty good mood these days. I
Respectfully.
got a wonderful new girl, and I'm in a lot better mood. But
Congrats.
Thanks.
You said you're leaving in a second, or
I have to go before too long, but I can hang around for a minute. What's up?
I don't want to change the topic, but how's immigration looking in Canada? I've seen some things. It looks like there might be something happening in Canada. Do you have anything you want to say on that?
Sure.
Just one sentence.
No, it's going to take more than that.
Okay, then don't answer it. Don't answer it. Never mind.
Okay.
Never mind.
I'll put it to you this way. I recognize that the immigration crisis that's hitting Canada, the US, the UK, Germany, wherever, it's being done on purpose and by design.
Okay.
Specifically to rile up and wind up the population against immigrants. Our society, our Western society, we're being turned into Nazis. We are being turned into Muslim-hating, immigrant-hating Nazis that are ready to go round people up for deportation and have people think it's their civic patriotic duty to do so. That is exactly how the Germans got turned into Nazis. Germany was incredibly intelligent people, one of the most advanced people on planet Earth, highly educated, technologically super advanced. German engineering is world renowned for hundreds of years, right? super advanced, super intelligent people. How did they turn those people into Nazis? You're seeing it happen again right before our very eyes. That's how I feel about immigration. It's being done on purpose. They want people pissed off at immigrants. They want people ready to round people up for deportation. That's the goal. That's why they created the toxic environment.
I mean, are you okay with becoming a minority in your country?
Let me put it to you this way. I stand with Indigenous people. So I see all of these, maybe I'll end up pissing you off. I see all these freaking white people walking around saying, you need to assimilate to the people that are already here. Well, they don't speak Cree. They don't wear mucklucks. They don't freaking go hunt buffalo. They don't go to powwows. They're not respecting the chiefs and the elders. The white people that are on this land, they did not assimilate to the people that were already here. So it's pretty hypocritical to say you need to assimilate to us when they didn't assimilate to the people that were already here before them. And I've been using that argument a lot lately when I hear people say, you need to assimilate and be like us here. It's like, you didn't. You and the ones before you didn't. You can't expect them to do it. That's why you have...
Listen, that's a compelling argument. I'll give you that. But
honestly,
from what I see, it looks like your country's turning into a cold India.
Well, I mean, that's, again, I view it as being done on purpose.
No, but how do you feel about that? Like, are you going to be okay when you wake up one day and everyone's Indian except for you? No, it's a serious question. And
no,
why can't we ask these questions?
A, I don't believe that's happening. And B, I'm an egalitarian. So I want equal rights and equal opportunities for everybody. I don't care if you're white or black or brown or Christian.
Okay, so you're okay with it. That's fine. That's fine.
No. Hold on. No. Don't put words in my mouth. I'm not saying like, yeah, I'm all for mass immigration. Like, no, definitely not. Like they're creating housing price increases, right? There's job availability, but
they're turning your country into India is what's happening.
But the thing is, Barnabas, is that I recognized that decades ago when the past conservative government was in. Because there's a lot of people that try to blame all this on the liberals, and it didn't start with the liberals. It started with the conservative government prior to them.
I'm not even talking. I'm just talking
ones
about.
That really ramped it up.
I'm not even talking about who. I'm not talking about who's at fault.
Let me
my
finish
first
my
question
point.
is it happening? And
it's definitely happening.
Okay, so it is happening, confirmed by a real Canadian.
It's mass immigration for sure.
Do you think it should stop happening?
I was saying,
I don't care who did it or why or what.
I'm getting to
basic questions.
I was saying during the previous conservatives from 20 years ago that were ramping it up. Listen, that were ramping it up. That this immigration influx that they were creating was going to cause job shortages, housing price increases, etc.
That's what I'm at. We already know that. We know.
I'm answering your question. Okay. Yes, I am against it. I called out what was going to happen years ago. Turns out I was right and correct. I just acknowledge that it's a bigger picture than what we're being sold on the surface.
Yeah, I am not in the high levels echelon of policy making. I'm on the streets, so to speak, of YouTube.
See who's the one getting frustrated and angry here?
No, I'm not. I don't.
I'm giving you a hard time.
I think it was a fair question, and you just.
No, there's definitely mass migration happening. It's being done on purpose, and I'm not for having house prices skyrocket. I am not for, the high school kids being unable to get jobs, like pumping gas or working McDonald's or whatever the heck. I'm not for those things. It's not.
I mean, how do you feel about having to learn? How do you feel about having to learn a whole new language like Hindi?
Well, that's not going to happen.
Do you? Well, it could happen.
If I were to learn another language at this point, it would probably be Arabic.
Do you speak French? Where are you in the French area or not?
No, totally other side of the country.
Which is what, the west side, right?
Yeah, I'm out west. I'm in Alberta. Okay. I'm out Alberta. Alberta this year.
I went to one of those French areas ski one time. Anyways, Okay,
It's
Calvin. I think
another
Calvin's taking a break.
interesting note. This is a global problem. This isn't just exclusive to the U.S. or exclusive to Canada. Everywhere is feeling this. Everybody is feeling this. UK, Australia, France, Germany.
Listen. I know that. And
Yeah.
what I see now, and you want to talk about Germany in the 30s, I'm re-examining what was taught to us, and I'm questioning a lot, and I'm going to leave it at that. But
It was all crap.
what was taught to us, I'm not completely believing, okay? And I just want to leave it at that. But you said, like, how could they do this? And I see similarities now to then. And I find it very interesting. And I look at Europe, and I look at these countries. I look at Ireland, and I see the complete change in demographics, and it's just interesting that that's happening. I guess like the whole world is going to become globalized into one type of standard, but it's interesting that it's these European led or European historically led countries that are taking all these people in, and it will change the country. And you know, when hold on, I'm talking, and when we say that, people look at us like we're crazy, or oh, you're a bad person because you notice something. And it's like, well, there's a whole culture that's getting wiped out. Well, it's your fault because you didn't have kids. Okay, it is, but why are we not having kids? It's something to look at. It's something to look at there. And it's just
That's actually easily
really
answered.
Okay, go ahead.
As far as the kids things go, a very advanced, educated society traditionally will recognize that having 4, 6, 8 kids, whatever, is unsustainable, and they usually dial back on their birth rates. That's just the statistical.
Of course. So why are we? On that note, it's like we're facilitating other people's type of behavior and somehow picking up the bill for it. Well, to the point where it's going to bring down. Shouldn't we protect our family first? And then shouldn't we, life is a circle. We have ourselves, and if we're not straight, if we're not good, then we can't help anyone else. And then we have our loved ones. We have our mom, our dad, our wife, our husband, our children, and we need to protect those people. And the people closest to us, we should protect the most. That's just natural. But it just seems so bizarre that we're not doing that. We're protecting these other people or people thousands of miles away, and it's so bizarre and crazy to me. And I just can't. I'll
help you make sense of it. I'll help you make sense of it. So let's take a place like Syria, right? Where you have the US bombing them after they install their little terrorist organizations that are backed by the US. So you go in, you bomb Syria, you have refugees. These refugees are being told to go to Europe or go to North America. They're being told to go there by government agencies. They're being told how to do it, instructed on how to do it. They're being ushered in.
But why?
And I'm getting to that. They're being ushered in, right? And they're told to come here, and then they are used for demonization propaganda. Venezuela is another good example. So you have an economic sanction on Venezuela. They're not allowed to prosper. You have economic migrants that are just looking for a better life. And you have, again, government agencies saying, hey, go here, do this. Talk to these people, claim refugee status. This is what you do. This is who you talk to. Start the whole process. And now you have refugees, you have immigrants, right? And it's being done on purpose, specifically to try and rile up the citizens against refugee and immigrants.
That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense, Brett.
The funniest part, yes, it absolutely does when you understand what their goals are. The funniest part is that what we Westerners are being warned about, that refugees and immigrants are going to take over your country and etc. The fear mongering that's given to us, that's actually what the Zionists did to Palestine. They invaded and took over Palestine through refugee immigration crap. But what we're being warned about is exactly what was done to the Palestinians. And they want us doing that, where you have people rounding up people in the streets, etc. To put it to you bluntly, a different
It
way.
doesn't make Brett. It doesn't make any sense to
Yes, it
want
does.
people. It
When you
doesn't. No, it
understand
says
their goal.
you want people to not like people, so force them into your country, so then they'll round them up to get them out. Bro, makes no sense. Go ahead.
It does make sense when you, if you think about it in terms that their goal, they want civil war. They want us on the streets fighting each other. They want fire in the streets, gunfire in the streets.
Okay, fine. What is their ultimate goal? What is the ultimate goal?
Because at that point, when people are warring each other over the streets, over Nikes, or
What is the end result that they
food,
want? What? Skip to the end. What do they want
you're
ultimately?
going to have the people that are hiding in their homes demanding a police state. You don't have to implement a police state upon a people, not if you can get them to demand one themselves. So we are having the toxic environment created in which they want us to go. This is just my thoughts, theories, where I think the goals are. I'm not saying anything's concrete here. This is my opinion. They want us at war in the streets so that the people hiding in their homes are going to demand a police state, and then they're going to get their fascist police state. Remember, we talked earlier about which way, how things were going to turn out. They want their police state.
Stop,
they
stop,
have
stop, stop,
obedient
stop,
workers.
stop.
Sure.
No, I
Did it
heard
make
the first-
sense?
I heard it the first 3 times. Yeah, you got to the end. It makes sense. I don't know if I believe that. I don't know.
What other goals would they have?
Cheap labor for corporations. Maybe
Sure.
white guilt. They feel bad. We have to save everyone.
No,
I don't want to be called racist. So let's just bring in an entire new demographic of Indians. And there's like what, 3 billion, 2 billion Indians, bro. It's like a billion compared to a million is like so much. It's
the
so
difference
much.
is about $1 billion.
There's like so much. There's so much difference, and there's billions.
See,
Last time I checked, there's like 300 million in America or something, and there's like 2 billion or more Indians, bro, and they're not stopping. They're going to take over the world.
Well, and without sounding too conspiracy theory-ish, there is another aspect of it where they want a depopulation as well, right? So they when they move towards world wars and etc., it's going to create a depopulation, which is also a part of. It's actually funny. I'm not sure if this is in people's recent memory or not, but the Georgia Guidestones that were blowing up a number of years ago. I was just going over those a bit, like a couple days ago, and it said right in the Georgia Guidestones about population and etc. So
I don't know what that is. Did you hear me say that? I don't know what that is. What's a Georgia Guidestone?
Now you have something to do.
Okay.
It's
Okay. All right, everybody.
gotta
Georgia
go.
Guidestone.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Brett. You took
Yeah.
it a little too. You took it too deep. That's what she said. I'm sure you hear it all the time, but I do appreciate your triumphant return. Thank you so much. Congrats on your new woman. I wish you nothing but the best. There you go.
Yeah, you fucking rule.
Yeah, I love this one. She's freaking awesome, but I apologize for taking it too deep. I know it's a lot when you get overload people with information. It's not helpful. So I apologize if I went a bit too extensive or a bit too deep.
Apology accepted, Brett. Thank you.
Nice to meet you, Calvin. Hopefully we'll talk soon again one day, but
Nice to meet you too.
Oh, he's here. Right on.
cheers.
Thank you, Brett.
Good to see you back, Barnabas.
Thank you so much. Appreciate
Cheers,
it.
bro.
Like, share, and subscribe. Get your girlfriend to subscribe to the Barnosphere, sir. Calvin, it's you and me again. What's up?
So, well, it was a lot to intake, listen to with your conversation, but I did want to, while you were talking, I did find some information. I was going to post it back here, in terms of, well, you want to go back to Kamala, or what do you want to go? Kamala.
You always put me in a strange situation where I have to defend Kamala, and I don't like it.
I don't know.
Her name is Kamala, and it was confusing for me because I had to take a minute to learn her name. And let me tell you why. Because there was a professional wrestler named Kamala, the Ugandan headhunter, great wrestler.
I remember
and spelling is the same. Spelling is the same. And it was like, as a white guy, if you say her name wrong, they're calling you racist back then. They would say all these things about us. You don't get. So I'm kind of coming at you with that same energy. And Mr. Norbert Wiener Milk, welcome to the show, sir. It's nice having you. Hold on, Annabelle.
Barney, you were.
Oh, she doesn't like my attire. Damn it. All right. Well, let's talk. Let's talk.
She's referring to
me. I'm dressed down for this episode, and she's right. I mean, the channel is in disarray, some kind of rebirth. There's things going on, and how do you think I look? Kind of trashy, right? You want me to change, Calvin?
No, I don't have a problem with the way you look. This looks. I think isn't this like your normal, casual?
Oh no, she's talking about Kamala. Oh, that's right. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I thought she was talking about Kamala. I mean Kamala.
Okay.
Kamala. I was just saying Miss Harris.
No, Kamala. Again, I'm such a broken record on this show, but let me say it again. I don't like Kamala because she doesn't stand for anything, as far as I can tell. She just stands for herself gaining power. I think if there was a bill that would just dissect dogs without anesthesia live on TV and that would make her the president, I think she would go for it. Like, really.
Okay.
That's how depraved she is. But the thing that I do, and let me repeat myself 1,000 times, so all my longtime millions of fans that are listening right now, I say this all the time. Kamala Harris is the best dressed, most professional looking woman that I've ever seen in the business or political sphere. Some women, they dressed too revealing, a little too over the top. Hillary Clinton looked good, but her clothes look too expensive. But I just love the professional attire of Kamala Harris. It is the benchmark for all women that they should follow. Compared to like a fake Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, who is overly sexualized. Still attractive. Yeah, even more attractive, but overly sexualized. And I don't like that. Go ahead.
So you have a problem. Would you say her character, Donald Trump's character flaws, is worse than hers?
Character flaws?
Yeah, because that's all you keep coming back to about her. She wanted to do this for herself. She doesn't have she just wanted, that's what I'm getting from you. It's all about her or whatever.
Kamala's an empty vassal. That's my problem with her.
Okay.
Trump is a buffoon and a this and a that, and he's horrible and he's a disgrace and he's an embarrassment.
Okay.
But there's something in him. There's something in him.
Evil.
Yes, there is. There is evil in him. Absolutely.
And that's what you saw more beneficial at that point in time.
I overlooked the evil. I overlooked the evil for the slight bit of substance that was in fact in with Trump.
Yeah, because we are here at this position at this juncture with Iran and what's going on and economically wise. I mean, I know you've been watching the reports in terms of what they're projecting and saying about the economy. I don't know what is up, what is down, but there's a lot of rumble about our prospects and the value of the dollar and all this going on and this war and what this damage is doing to do. And I'm just thinking of it, people that are just go ahead, Barney.
Listen, Calvin, I know it's an uncomfortable situation where we are in agreement, but we are in agreement, sir.
Yeah.
Maybe this is like a lunar eclipse or something. Donald Trump is a complete failure and disgrace. Okay. I've said this.
Okay.
It's happening. And I know you don't like this, but I think that Kamala would have done just as horrible as the job, if not worse. And that's where I'm at.
Just as hard. She was in possibly more horrible on the border. She wouldn't have done the tariff things that really mess with businesses, right? She wouldn't have done that, right?
I don't know. I don't know what she would have done. She would have done it just to say it would just have been laissez-faire politics. Just do whatever it takes. Look at me. Okay, I'm the first. I'm the first to be here, and and Meg the Stallion's going to come out and shake her.
Superficial. So she just wanted to wear her on her chest. I'm president. I'm the first Indian black president. She just wanted superficial, nothing serious.
Well, I mean, okay. Well, she genuinely wants America to prosper, and she like everyone else wants a legacy when we pass away. Mm-hmm. Even me. I would, if someone thinks of me when I pass away, it would be nice if they thought something pleasant of me. Mm-hmm. And on a world global stage, I would like, I get it. I'm not immune to these trappings of the form of human. But I don't know what you want. What do you want me to? I could be wrong.
guess-
Maybe if Kamala was the president, everything would have been perfect. I doubt it.
No, things wouldn't have been perfect. I know. Listen, in terms of who I wanted to see as president, if you didn't know, my vote would have been for Nikki Haley. That's who I was rooting for. I
Nikki
didn't
Haley,
want.
the Indian,
Yeah.
the fake Indian. That's not even her name.
So I mean, so what?
She's a fake. That's not even
I
a real
know,
name.
I know.
first off.
And
Her name is like a Ramata Gatata. Like,
how do we know that? How do we know that?
how do I know that that's not her name? She's a phony. She is
No, no,
such a
how do-
phony.
Nikki
Nikki Haley is like.
Who told us that?
I'd rather have Kamala Harris than Nikki Haley. Facts. Straight up.
Wow, that's crazy. Who
Nikki
told you-
Haley. Her name is Ran.
I know that, Barney.
What's her name? Then tell me, Smarty Pants.
I don't
What's her
remember.
name?
I don't remember. I'm trying to figure.
Okay,
I'm
then
trying
you
to-
don't know her name. Her name
No.
is
I know it's Indian.
Randahawa.
I'm just asking you, who made that aware to the viewing public? Most of us. Who told us that?
Who told us about Nikki Haley? I mean, I did a whole show on Nikki Haley and how much I hate
Okay,
her.
let me go ahead and give
I
you.
can't
the answer.
remember all. I'm trying to think of all my bullet points.
Vivek was the one who put that out there and told us. A lot of people made it aware that her real name isn't Nikki. Vivek did that. The other Indian person who was on the stage. I was going to just make joke Indian violence there, but yeah. So that was my pick. I wasn't like 100 on the Biden and Miss Harris administration. I recognized the flaws or whatever. So I was rooting for Nikki to come through. I definitely wasn't wanting Trump. But when it came down to Trump versus Miss Harris, then I saw Trump as the worst of the worst pick and clearly where he's living up to it. I mean, this what's that sequel? The sequel is turning out to be one for the ages. He's going. Oh, he's going to be written down in the ages. He just
Could be.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll start the end of the world. You never know. He's pushing Russia. He's pushing Iran. Who knows? Maybe this is the end of the world, and Trump will go down in history as the ultimate loser. And then, even though we'll all perish, at least when you're sitting there as a pile of ash, you can think your last thought will be like, I was right about Trump. He's such a loser. And then we pass away and you'd be happy. Dead Fish Taco, welcome to the show. Kamala would have had this clown car. Wouldn't. I think he's trying to say wouldn't have had this clown car of a cabinet. Correct. Okay. He's already was the ultimate loser.
Yeah. So yeah. There's so many places to go with that, but yeah, she wouldn't have had this clown show cabinet. I mean, I think this is number 4, right? So we had what's the lady name from Homeland? She's gone. She got demoted. Then we had
she got
demoted.
WWE Vince McMahon's ex-wife, charge of wrestling, in charge of education, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of cabinet, is this the perfect foray into reading Tulsi's letter so we can find out what's going on?
Go ahead.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's read this. Ooh, let's see here. I'm such a boomer, but I learned something. I learned if you press Control and plus, it makes it bigger. That's what she said. Is that fun? Hold on. Why am I struggling with this so much? Let's try this. This is on Twitter. Thank God that Elon Musk bought Twitter, I swear. Or whatever happened. Okay, here we go. Tulsi Gabbard. Straight. Oh, what is this? Hold on. No, people are harassing me. People want to pull that carpet out from underneath you any chance they get. I tell you, people are rotten. Okay, so let's get to Twitter. Tulsi Gabbard. Is that you making noise?
Mm-mm. What noise you hear? I'll mute.
That is you. You got something in the background. Sounds like a grandfather clock or something.
Oh, man.
Tulsi Gabbard. I am deeply grateful for the trust. Okay, so let me tell you what I want. I want this letter to say, in clear conscience, in good conscience, I can no longer continue to support this administration and its warmongering habits. I accepted this job in an effort to spread world peace and sanity amongst the American populace and military. And for these reasons, I'm out. That's what I want this letter to say. What do you want the letter to say, Calvin? Or how do
I
you
already
feel
know
about
it's.
Tulsi?
I already know it's her reason behind resigning. I was surprised, but go ahead.
Okay, don't tell me. All right, then let me
I
read
won't
it.
tell you.
Because remember, I had high hopes for Tulsi. I thought she was something special, as I've said before. I had her eyed as possibly the first American president. I know it's a first female president, that is. I know it's a long shot, but it's something that I considered maybe that would be okay. And she said a lot of things that made a lot of sense. And a lot of the people that I deemed to be of low moral turpitude were always attacking her. And that's what more do I need to be said than that? Nothing, quite frankly. Here we go. Tulsi Gabbard. I am greatly deepful. I can't even read. I am deeply grateful for the trust President Trump placed in me and for the opportunity to lead. What the crap is this? ODNI Gov for the last. Tell me out. What does this even mean? Office of the DNI. Oh, National Intelligence. That's what she is. I forgot what she was. Okay. I'm deeply grateful for the trust Trump gave me and the opportunity to lead the Department of Intelligence for the last year and a half. Unfortunately, I must submit my resignation effective June 30, 2026. My husband, Abraham, recently been diagnosed with an extreme rare form of bone cancer. Oh, wow. That's it. There's some more stuff here, but I'm not going to read it. That's enough right there. Okay, well, let's hope that he gets well soon or survives. Hopefully he's got that TRICARE health insurance because she's a veteran and they're married. So, yeah, I guess he has health insurance under her, which is helpful. That's not really the story I wanted, actually.
Do you believe that was, or do you think she used that as a means to?
I think she wanted out.
Uh-huh.
And it made perfect sense.
Yeah.
I think she wanted out. And what's she going to do? Sit there and get she's just completely disrespected. She's not allowed in these meetings. She never talks anymore. Trump has done everything that is wrong, everything against what she has previously stated as far as policy goes. So why not quit? Why not take your retirement? I don't know. I'm sure she'll be fine financially. That's a fact. And take care of your man, because really, you should. That's your husband. What are you going to do? Oh, I have to work. I'm not going to take care of my husband. You go, girl. Don't let some man get in your way. Career first. Like, that's crazy. What's up, Leggy? Do you think it's like a fake? Do you think she's faking it, or do you think it's not as extreme as she said? What are you feeling that?
I think no. I agree with you. I think she wanted out. I think she knew they wanted her out, and this, unfortunately, yeah, I don't think anyone would fake or lie about cancer, because you wouldn't wish that.
But do you think she's lying about the severity of it or the prognosis?
I think so. Here's my feeling is. I think if her everything was positive with her position and everything was going great at her job, we see people all the time. They don't quit their job because a spouse or a loved one, the spouse has cancer. They continue to work and they
Yes, I am aware of this.
So for her to say that, all of a sudden, I could understand if he was like, it was in the hospital immediately and she had to be by his side or whatever, but that's not the case or whatever. So, the reasoning behind doesn't fly with me, because she could keep her job and still help her husband out.
So you think she's just using this as kind of an excuse?
Yeah.
You think if she was happy at her job, she would have stayed? Is that what you're saying? Is that your
She could do both. She could do both.
She could do both.
Yeah.
I guess we'll never know, but that is a possibility. I will give you that.
So you think in the same token, let's say she was president, you think she would step down from her president role as being president to take care of her spouse?
I don't think she would, but that's a different job.
Exactly. That was the same reason. You know what I'm saying. So I mean, yeah, I don't. Yeah, her reasoning behind it doesn't fly with me, but it gave her a room to just step away gracefully instead of being, as you said, are clearly pointing out, kind of disrespected, being the laughing stock, not being included in things that are job related. I mean, it does not look good at all. And people were writing about that, as you stated.
Yeah, they've disrespected her. They've embarrassed her. It's not cool. And they don't. Yeah, I mean, you could be right. You could maybe she's just whatever. Maybe she's still gonna go surfing every day and be like, oh yeah, go to the hospital, get yourself an Uber for your treatment. Like she might. You never know. Never know.
I heard when they were released, I can't remember what report or what political foreign affair information was, that she was posting information that she was on the beach when when she should have been in office, when there was talk about a war or something like that. Did you hear that story?
I didn't hear it, but
Okay.
maybe she was like what they call it, silent quitting. Maybe they weren't giving her the briefings, or maybe have you ever had to go to like an online meeting and there's no reason for you to be there and you're just like, why am I here? Like I've had that happen. It's like all staff meeting, make sure you go to the Zoom call. You're like, okay,
Hold up.
and they don't address anything that affects you in any way whatsoever. And you're just like, what's the point? Maybe she did that. I have no idea. I don't know. But I'm glad because she did sell out. She sold out. She changed her tune when she got in there. So
Well, that would make everyone, right? Because everyone
no. Isn't there anyone left in the world that wouldn't sell out? Is there
Okay.
aren't there heroes somewhere?
Let me
Don't
think.
just destroy my reason to believe in what's good in the world. Don't destroy my belief of superheroes, sir. Someone out there surely has integrity and will stand up against the horde of evil and say, as the child in The Emperor Has No Clothes, hey, the Emperor has no clothes.
When you said
I mean, I
horde,
guess that's kind of a bad reference because he was just ignorant. Well, what were you saying?
when you said horde of evil, you're referring to Donald Trump
No, I'm just the horde
in general.
in general. Yes, the evil that lies within him. Yes.
Yeah, you do have people like that, and you hear about them, people resigning at their administration at within Donald Trump administration all the time. But those
that one guy. Who was that one guy that quit? Is he fake or is he real? What's that guy's name? Someone did that. His wife was died in battle or something. What was that guy's name?
Oh, you're talking about the one who the vet, he was against Iran war.
That guy. He's a Green Beret, which is like, some superhero. He went to he's been in like a Joe Kent.
Yeah. He was against Iran war. He resigned. Did you have it?
Yeah, we can look at his letter, but my question, thank you.
Go ahead.
Is Joe Kent the real deal, or is this just more false flags? I don't know. Because people are saying don't trust it. I don't know what to believe, honestly. So what do you think I should believe?
I said you should believe him.
I should? Okay.
Yeah, I believe his report and the reasons behind him leaving and what he said about the war and Israel dragging us into war, and he was 100% against it.
Here it is. March 17th. After much reflection, I have decided to resign from my position as director of the National Counterterrorism Center effective today. That's like a don't let the door hit you on the way out. I cannot in good conscience support the ongoing war in Iran. Iran posed no imminent threat to our nation, and it is clear that we started this war due to pressure from Israel and its powerful American lobby. Bro, can we have this guy's president, or is this just some like double deep, how shall we say, trick? I don't know. Look, I'm on Joe Kent's side for now until I find something else. But people, I'm not really prepared for a whole back dive into Joe Kent, but it does look pretty suspect that this dude spent like 40 years with the CIA and doing all this crazy stuff. And now all of a sudden we're supposed to trust him. I mean, maybe. I hope so. I hope he is the one man that stood up against the horde of evil and said what was right and did what needs to be done. These are the heroes that we need. And these are the heroes we can't find.
So would I take it you were disappointed with the recent election turnout? I think Massey and Cassidy, people who had took opposition to Mr. Trump, President Trump.
Of course, I'm upset that Massey didn't make it in. Yeah, it's very upsetting.
You wanted his win to serve notice that to stand up to Donald Trump is a necessity at this point in time.
It's not Trump they're standing up against. It's AIPAC.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I can't say no, because everything doesn't revolve around Israel. All their misdealing, things of that nature does not revolve around Israel. Like what's going on with the 1.776 billion that they're creating to PayPal victims that of whatever that has nothing to do.
I don't know. Whatever you just said, I don't know what you're talking about. Do
You
we
don't
want to
know what I'm
explore
talking-
that? Well, can you explain it better?
Okay.
What did you say? I just heard
The-
1.67 million. What are you talking
Excuse
about?
me, the 1.776 billion that they're creating for victims of who were incorrectly or maliciously targeted by the federal government. You can apply. They created this fund or whatever where you can petition the DOJ as a victim of being a victim of the government, and you can petition them for like recouping my lawyer fees and all this stuff like that. You haven't heard anything about that as of now?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. Hold up.
Okay, I'll hold up. That's fine.
Okay. I'm trying to
That's
find you a article, and you can, I guess, you read it on if you want to. I'm surprised you ever heard about it.
Well, bro, my channel went through.
Okay, no problem.
There's a lot of things going on behind the scenes, and I haven't
What happened?
been
So
up and up.
we can
And
if we
I-
can sidetrack for a second, if you want to clarify what's been going on with your channel. I know you said you've been. I haven't been aware. Where?
well, first off, I got demonetized, and that was horrible.
What was the reason?
And
Can I ask what the reason was?
yeah, I made a video about Luigi
Oh.
Mangione. That's the guy that did the thing to the CEO. And I made the video, just a quick video. And I guess I didn't word it in a more appropriate way, but I'm not for extrajudicial lynchings or killings or whatever you want to call them, or vigilante justice, but I was hoping that perhaps maybe something good could come of this. And I would also stated how interesting it was that not everyone, but many were siding with Luigi Mangione. And it was kind of this Robin Hood-esque type story. And even now, his trial is going on, and he's got these are just sick women that are attracted to this whatever.
Okay.
But it was deemed that I was supporting. Here, I can look it up right now. I'll read it to you. Let's take a look here. I'll read it word for word. What did I do wrong? Violent, extremist, or criminal organization. Content that intends to praise, promote, or aid violent, extremist, or criminal organization or incites violence. That's what I did wrong. So I got demonetized. And even now, I'm not saying I have like great content, but my views are.
They didn't shadow ban you.
Yeah. And it's not going well. And that's why I started off. I was like, let me see if I can get this party started. Let me do what I used to do. I could just do like a live Trump speech and get like 50, 60, 70,000 views. And I can't even get a few dozen at this point. So it's demoralizing.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
No, you got that big because one. Okay.
And then like my personal life completely imploded for other reasons. But
Okay.
it is what it is.
Well, sorry to take you down that walk, make you regurgitate or reflect on.
It's fine. I'm really digging you up here, Calvin. This is probably my favorite episode with you. Honestly, you're like fitting right
Why
into
you-
that perfect slot. I don't know.
Okay.
If only you could cam up, maybe we could have a show.
Um, I unlike you, I like at this point in time, when you expose yourself, you put yourself out there, and I just don't want to have that type of energy, that type of attention.
Yeah, I get it. All the girls would be chasing you down. Trump's 1.776 billion weaponization fund sparks outrage, but court challenges will be tough. The date on this is May 20th,
So
which is pretty recent.
yeah.
Legal challenges already begun against Trump's fund. What is this fund? Sweeping legal settlement with the U.S. Internal Revenue Service will face high hurdles in challenging the $1 billion fund for victims' alleged political weaponization and its provision barring audits of his taxes, according to legal experts. Congressional Democrats derided the so-called anti-weaponization fund as a slush fund to steer taxpayer dollars to Trump's political allies, while watchdog groups called the tax immunity agreement illegal. Even some Republicans expressed qualms. Senate Majority Leader John Thune, for instance, said he was not a big fan of the plan. I don't know. Yeah, I need the too long didn't read or the for idiots, the book for idiots. What is this?
So basically, the short end of it, Trump sued the IRS 10 billion, right?
I didn't know that.
So when you went
dude, I bet like what, bro. I told you, man. I'm trying to. I got my life going on. I'm trying to. I'm sorry that I don't know everything. I know that you have these high standards from the Barnosphere, aka midlife bro logic, but I've fallen off, and I'm trying to get back into it, and I don't know everything. And I think I'm going to diversify into some gutter type gossip material too. So I hope you'll stay on board for that. Some Gossip Girl, celebrity scandals. I've got a lot of ideas.
Okay,
because the politics thing is just like, it looks like we're in another forever war in Iran, and nothing's going to get better. And no matter what I say, it's just going to be like that. And right now, I've just been talking about Cheyenne Bryant and all these other scammers, and it's just been fine. So I'm sorry.
No problem.
Sorry.
No problem.
Do you want to gossip? Like, what? Can you just dumb it down for me and tell me what is he doing? I don't even know what this is.
Okay, so basically, the what they're saying is he initially he sued the IRS for $10 billion because they released his taxes, right? He found that wasn't going to work, right? So
I don't know. You tell me.
No,
okay.
Yeah, I'm just telling you what the word on the street is. This is the word on the street on the beat. So,
but aren't taxes confidential?
Yeah.
What's the law? Like, I don't know. I know what HIPAA is. That's medical information. That's against the law to share.
Donald Trump is correct. I mean, according to all reports, his tax returns were released by a representative with it. I think it was a contractor. Technically, he was a contractor, or whatever. But he was. Is that
illegal? A serious question. Is that illegal?
Yeah. Well, I think.
I don't know.
I think. Did he go to jail? I'm not sure he went to jail, but I think he got punished. He definitely got punished. I think he did go to jail, right? So, but Donald Trump, considered this weaponization or whatever, because he was running.
It is. It is. Do you think it's not? I mean, they have done.
Well,
listen, I know. Listen, the world knows you hate Trump and you think he's the worst thing ever.
Okay. But
do you really think that people aren't out here weaponizing, just using every dirty tactic to get him out of power? They are. I mean, you have to see that. You have to.
Here's the thing: if he was acting independently of his own volition, then I can't say like that was Biden or whoever president of fault. You can't put that on their fault them for something someone does at their job or whatever.
If he is employed by a workplace or including the government, then yes, you can. Yes, you can. They're just trying to sue some principal because some crazy kid shot the teacher. You can do it. So it's a thing.
Barney,
yes, you can. Yes, sir.
I understand your concern. I am largely agreeing that Trump is right to be upset, to be mad, right?
Mhm.
Why are we going there? Why are you doing that? Um,
I'm listening to you, but I'm looking at the
okay.
pictures.
No problem, no problem. Trump has every reason to be upset. My thing is, if you're saying this is a weaponization of the government or whatever, that if I wanted to do this on my job and no one asked me to do that because I hate Trump, then I wouldn't say blame it on like Biden or whatever, saying the Biden administration weaponized against me. I don't think that's the case. Was just an independent rogue person doing something of their own free will. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
I wouldn't blame it because number one, he was a contractor. So, and from that token, I wouldn't say that's a weaponization of the government.
Because he's you mean there's a new word. We're gonna do a new word for contractor. Okay, we're gonna rename contractor. We're gonna call it government not allowing full-time jobs for people and just giving them breadcrumbs to keep them from causing problems and putting them on a position where we can quickly and easily fire them. That's what the new term is for contractor. So keep going.
I voted for Trump and hate Trump. A Scorpio, I had a grudge. I was just reading someone who posted something. Okay, yeah. So basically, yeah. So Trump. So he sued the government. He was suing the government for $10 million, his own government. So basically, the people who he's in charge of, his DOJ, would have to preside over the case that he is suing. So it was like all a conflict. It's like you're gonna really award yourself $10 billion under your own government, which is like just like debauchery, all corruption all the way around. Long story short, so that somehow disappeared, and now this new thing materialized where it's going to be 1.7, 1.6. 1.776 billion fund created. And if you were, and this is, they're saying that the people from January 6th, all these people can petition. So if you feel that you were just wronged by the government, wrongly prosecuted, or whatever that case may be, you could sue, you could apply for this package to 2028, right before he leaves office, for these available funds. So that means all the people from January 6th, all of his allies, like he's saying his patriots, his people, they can, it's money he created for them to petition, and it won't be, they're saying that their names will not be disclosed to the public, and anyone can petition, or whatever the case may be. So that's the show.
Well, I think the J6ers got a bum deal, and a lot of these undercover feds were inciting a riot, and we've seen the videotapes. People were just walking in. Okay, they're not supposed to, but they had to go to jail for that. If George Floyd protests, they're burning down cop stations, and we're just supposed to be cool with that. Like, it's crazy, bro. So
okay.
The J6ers got a bum deal. A lot of them.
Okay, so that's okay. I think it's important that you distinguish between people who were walking in and may have gotten sued or had to appear in court for whatever higher lower things of nature, separately from legitimate people who were bum rushing cops, beating on cops, and things of that nature. So I don't think we should paint this as one big picture, like people were just innocently, they weren't doing anything and they just got caught up for nothing. No,
They were. QAnon shaman. He had to go to jail. What did he do? He didn't do anything. Okay, maybe he went in, he wasn't supposed to, but one could easily surmise that when the cops sit there and watch you and let you go in, bro, it's a little confusing. You think the Q? Do you really think? Excuse me. I'm talking. Do you really think that? Do you know QAnon shaman? Do you know who I'm talking about?
The one with the horn.
Yeah. Do you really think that this guy went in there to overthrow violently the government with no guns? These are all gun nuts, and none of them had guns, bro. They were protesting. Okay, they got out of hand. Oh, come up, cheapo. And if that guy went to jail.
Okay.
For like a couple years, QAnon shaman or whatever his name is, and it's probably he got a bum deal, man. It's crazy, and it's because of this hatred of Trump.
So let me ask you this then. So, we're talking about, we're now at one of the BML March, right? And
BLM,
and things getting wicked, right? It's the store, right? and you have security right there, right? Security's overwhelmed, and the store this got a bunch of nice clothes or whatever the case may be. Security's overwhelmed or whatever. Eventually, they just overwhelm it, and he just open the door and whatever, and just let them in or whatever the case may be. And people just go and just just walk through the store and whatever, look around or whatever the case may be. Do you think those people should not be prosecuted?
Bro, there's a big difference between wandering through a space you're not supposed to be in. Okay, let's
So
punish them. Oh, excuse me. Okay, we can punish them. It's fine. But
okay,
do we really need to put the QAnon shaman in prison for a couple years, bro? We do not.
so I don't.
And it's
So
it's
here's
all
the thing.
okay. Go ahead.
So here's the thing.
Mhm.
Here's how I view it, and I want you to. I'm gonna hopefully make this clear.
Okay.
The way I see it, they were not supposed to be inside the White House.
It wasn't the White House, but yes, we
I'm
are
sorry,
in
the
agreement.
Capitol.
We are in agreement. Yes.
Correct. So they weren't supposed to be there. The reason
Yes.
they got there wasn't because they all of a sudden opened the door and made it whatever. They were not supposed to be there. So the fact they
No. Excuse me.
Huh?
They were lawfully protesting outside. Excuse me.
outside. Go ahead.
Excuse me.
Uh-huh.
And then all of a sudden, just like the cops, for whatever reason, moved the barricades and let people walk in. It's a
No.
bit, excuse me, it did. And it's a bit confusing for slow people like me.
So you have cops there, right? You literally have to beat people to get inside the place that you're trying to go.
Not
The
like
thing-
I've
no.
seen the videotape. Some of it is like, why are we hitting the cops? I'm
no,
not for that.
Listen,
But some of
Barney.
it, I don't know where it was, but we
Barney.
see them walking in. We see the cops moving the gate, and we see them just like saying hi to these people, like it's a freaking tour of DC.
No.
Maybe these people came from Alabama. Oh, let's go tour the Capitol, bro. It's confusing.
And that's what you saw. That's all you saw.
Again, did you not hear the part where I said I'm against them beating the cops,
No,
bro?
no.
Hello, I said that.
No, the story that you're painting is not a complete picture of what's going on. I'm just saying that, and that's all you saw.
What did I miss? Loan me some paint. What
Okay,
did I
so
miss?
let me fill in the gaps where you just seem
Please
to
do. Please do.
So
Please do.
what I saw when you're saying they pulled the gates back or whatever, that's because it had breached or whatever. They were just pulling back their forces or whatever, collecting itself so they can get more close or whatever, because they were being overwhelmed by the number of forces that were coming at them. So that's why they pulled back. So,
Bro,
but you interpret that, oh,
bro.
I'm letting you in. You're interpreting that
Bro.
as I'm letting you in. That's why I don't
Bro.
understand. And then the other thing, they're getting beat. They're at the door or whatever. They're getting stumped. They're breaking glasses or whatever the case may be. You don't even see that. You're not even acknowledging that. Whatever they're doing, they're breaking the glasses or whatever to get in there. And then all of a sudden, the cops let them in because they were overwhelmed. They
Bro.
cannot stop the forces. So what they
Bro.
do, they just open the door, and what they do, they took everyone, they held them off as long as they could, and they got everyone to safety, the VP, all the people hidden, locked away, and once they did that, they let them race through the way because they could not contain the force. That's what I saw happen. You make it seem like they just say, "Come on in, you're welcome." That's not the case.
Bro.
That's not the
all right.
picture. Go
I
ahead.
hate that you're forcing my hands to go over
ahead.
J6 footage, bro. It's like my numbers are horrible. My numbers are down. I'm trying to do something contemporary, but it's like it's
I
the
don't-
Godfather. Just when I think I'm out, you pull me back in. Let's go to something that's not even.
We could talk about something.
No,
else. We can-
I have to show, and I love dealing with you because I'll show you exactly what is
Uh-huh.
real,
Okay.
unless this is AI video, which I don't
Okay.
believe it is.
Okay.
I'm going to show you this. I'm going to show you right to your face,
Mhm.
and you're still going to somehow, whatever. As I've said before, bro,
Go
I've
ahead.
seen them fighting the cops. I'm not for that.
Okay.
There's
Go ahead.
there's different levels of prison time, and the
Okay.
QAnon shaman shouldn't get any prison time, in my
Okay.
opinion.
So what? Go ahead. Go show me your video, and then I want you to follow it up and tell me what the QAnon shaman specifically did.
Okay, that's fine. I'm trying to figure out how to share tabs, and I'm so
But it's it's a while since you've done it.
I'm so lost. Okay, here we go. Okay, here's like this guy in yellow looks like a cop or something, right? I mean, do we agree with that, or what do we got here? Do you see this?
Looks. I
Let's just
thought-
watch this.
Okay.
We've got some. Okay, hold on. Let's rewind. Okay, here we go. Is he arresting him? What's
Yeah,
going
okay,
on?
so- okay, yeah.
I don't know. Is he looking up his? I don't know what's going on. He's looking in his. Is this an anal probe? What's going on here? That's like a cop or something. No, he's looking through his bag. He's going
Well-
through his. Look, he just fist bumped him.
Okay.
He
Okay.
just fist bumped some security guy, bro.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, hello. Hold on. Let's look for some more stuff. What else do we have here?
Wait a
Okay,
minute,
here we
wait,
go.
that's your evidence. Go ahead.
Yeah, like, bro, I didn't know I would have to present this, so I didn't like come.
Go ahead,
This
go
is
ahead,
just
go ahead.
evidence on the fly, bro. And thanks for being
uh-huh.
so current with like
Go ahead.
4-year-old stuff.
Go ahead.
But let's get to it.
Uh-huh.
Okay, here we go. This is J6.
Okay.
Okay, here's the cops.
Okay.
Do they look like, fall back to the Alamo? Does it look
Okay.
like that? No.
Go ahead.
They're like, oh, here come some people.
Go ahead.
Here come some cops. They're walking in slowly. No one's got a gun or a taser out. No one's,
Uh-huh.
and they're just like looking at bro. These people got arrested, and there's the cops.
Okay. Show,
Look. Ignorance is no excuse for the law. Okay, fine, but do we really think that these people need to be in prison, bro? And look, here
Okay.
we go. Okay, bro, do these really look like serious people who are going to have a military coup over the country, bro? No.
Okay.
And some of these people went to prison and lost their jobs and did and all these horrible things happened to them. And I believe it was too much. So I'm not the expert on this fund. So I'm not really
you
sure
made some
what's what.
claims.
And furthermore, there were people, feds, inciting this on purpose. There were. And that's the
So-
whole thing.
Okay. So okay.
Like,
so-
look at this. Oh, look. Oh, they're overwhelmed.
Okay.
Oh,
So
no.
You don't even give where at what stage this was taken. You just play something out of generally for the most part out of context. You don't provide was going-
This is January 6th. This
No,
is
no.
them inside the Capitol building. This is
Okay.
not out of context. What are you?
When I say
crack are you
context,
smoking, sir?
when I say out of context, you don't tell me what happened before, whether this is the 5th hour, the 6th hour, the 7th. That's what I need to know, whatever the case may be.
Why
But,
does it matter? They got in trouble for this.
no.
They got in trouble for this.
and that's the other thing. You said they
This
got
looks
in
like
trouble.
this looks like a tour of the Capitol. Like they have
Mr.
tours of
Barney,
the Capitol building.
Mr.
Yes, sir.
Barney,
Yeah.
you made specific claims. I'm asking you to prove your claims. You said these people.
I just
got-
proved my claim, sir.
No. You showed a picture. What you did is you showed some picture, and then here's what you said. You said these.
I showed
people,
video, sir. I
you
showed
said-
video.
Well, sorry, video. I'm sorry. You showed a video of some people walking through the. Now I want you to show me those specific people or reports from people who did just that, saying they got incorrectly prosecuted. That's what your next step need to do. Connect. Telling
Bro,
me that
I just showed you the evidence. That's what's this is the part of
you
you I
saying
cannot
those
stand.
people. You said those people got prosecuted for walking because they were allowed to walk. Now I want you to show me reports of these same exact people.
Okay, here we go. Let's watch QAnon shaman from your favorite news source, CNN. This guy I know went to prison. Let's see what he
Okay.
did. Here he is.
Tonight, Jacob Chansley, the so-called QAnon shaman who wore a headdress and face paint and carried a spear inside the Capitol, has been called
Okay, so he had a spear. I didn't actually know that. That looks like a deadly weapon, actually. So this is actually news to me, to be honest with you. But maybe it's plastic. I don't know. I don't
has been
know. Let's
called
see.
out by U.S. District Judge Royce Lamberth. The court today releasing 2 videos, which the judge believes back his assertion in court papers that
I mean, I guess it's a spear. It's also a flagpole. Okay, fine. It could be seen as a weapon.
I don't
Gotcha.
care. I'll let that
Quote,
pass. I'll let
blatant-
that pass. I don't care if he has a pole or whatever. That's the case.
I mean, if he
I'm not-
brandished it as a weapon, okay, he can go to prison.
Okay.
But he,
Okay.
I don't know of any reports of this.
lied during an interview with 60 Minutes Plus. This is what Judge Lamberth believes was
That's him, by the way, minus the
Oh, it
face
looks
paint.
different.
a lie.
Police were waving people into the building.
Judge Lamberth believes
All right, this is your favorite
Okay.
part. Obviously,
Yeah.
I'm against this, and I question if any of these people were feds. But let's keep going.
this video showing rioters breaking windows, then panning over to a shot of Chansley walking
Can you
through
pause
a
for
door,
a second?
shows
Can you? Okay, wait a minute. Go ahead. Well, right here. right? See, these people aren't being let in, right? They're breaking in, right?
Yes,
Correct.
I've said this 1,000 times. Yes.
Okay, correct. So I think they're about to say that he was right there as people are breaking in. So that would make breaking into someone's place establishment, and you're not welcome. So that's already trespassing. That's already a criminal activity. But let's see if they put him at the scene of the crime when people are breaking in. Go ahead.
Chansley was lying when he claimed police waved him in.
And that shows you that this defendant, Jacob Chansley, has really angered this judge and has really compromised his own credibility in the mind of the judge.
Judge Lamberth had
Right there.
already
Thank
accused
you.
Chansley and his attorney of doing that 60 minutes plus interview without the court's permission. Chansley's lawyer claimed they were not trying to be deceitful. Chansley has pleaded not guilty to 6 charges, including violent entry and disorderly conduct in the
Right there.
Capitol attack.
Right there. Thank you. You put him at the scene of crime where they're breaking into the place. No one's letting him in it. He's breaking into the place, beating stuff down. So that's why he got himself caught up in that situation. You have someone
Look,
else.
that's fine. But what was his sentence? QAnon.
Okay, so
I mean,
okay,
hold on.
so-
And he ran for Congress or something.
So Barney.
Hold on. He was sentenced to 41 months. Bro, people like
Okay.
bro,
So
41. Hold on. This is what I'm saying. What people did a lot of ways was wrong.
okay.
Some people, I believe, were confused and didn't know what they were doing is wrong. Maybe I'm wrong there. Ignorance is no excuse for the law, but to sentence this man to 41 months in prison. I mean, if he breaks and
Okay.
enters into my house, there's no way he's going to get 41 months.
So then
So it's so excessive, and it's all anti-Trump. It's all
Barney,
weaponization.
Barney,
Yes.
Barney. The next thing I would do is look at what they're stating that he did. Are they saying that he just broke in legal, or did they say that he hit?
They
some
just
people?
said it. They just said it.
No,
Okay,
no,
here,
no,
here's-
no,
they
no.
they said his charges. Let's listen here.
The court today releasing 2 videos, which the judge believes
Into the building.
Judge Lamberth believes this video, showing rioters breaking windows, then panning over to a shot of Chansley walking through a door, shows Chansley was lying when he claimed
Go ahead.
police waved him in.
And that shows you that this defendant, Jacob Chansley, has really angered this judge and has really compromised his own credibility in the mind of the judge.
Judge Lamberth had already accused Chansley and his attorney of doing that 60 minutes plus interview without the court's permission. Chansley's lawyer claimed they were not trying to be deceitful. Chansley has pleaded not guilty to 6 charges, including violent entry and disorderly conduct in the Capitol attack.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
they didn't say all the charges. I don't know why.
Okay, no, but that's good. Violent entry, and I'm looking up online. Civil disorder, obstruction of official proceeding, entering and remaining in restricted buildings or grounds or whatever. So you said he was 41 months. Look, okay, let me see.
He
On
didn't
November
serve the
21
41 months.
He was
but
sentenced to 41 months. He was
He was.
sentenced to 41 months, and 3 years supervised. Okay, release. 3 years of supervised release and 2,000 in restitution. Okay, so your argument in particular was that was too harsh,
yes,
too stiff. Okay,
yes.
all right. So, and do we know how much he served? Subsequently served? Do we know how much? What did he do? What happened to him?
I mean, bro, I can look at
No,
that.
because no, the reason why I'm asking is because hypothetically speaking, do you think he should qualify for this fund or whatever? Did you think he should petition and get some type of redress?
I hope he does get redressed. I think it was just Trump. It was trumped up. Lol. It was trumped up. Here we go.
Okay.
Jacob Chansley, QAnon shaman, conspiracy theorist, far right influencer, and convicted felon who participated in J6, for which he pled guilty to obstructing an official proceeding.
Mhm.
He used to support Trump. He likes QAnon. He's from Phoenix, Arizona. At rallies, he promoted conspiracy theories supporting Trump, and he has been a counter-protest. He doesn't like BLM. Let's see here. What's his role? What's his participation? What
Okay,
is your question? You want to know
It
how
said,
much he served?
Yeah,
I
so
don't know.
it's 27 months according to AI. He served 27 months.
Okay.
That translates to what?
Over 2 years in prison for that, bro. It's a bit much.
Not necessarily. I mean, well. I mean,
There's people stealing cars and beating people up, and they
Okay.
don't even get any time. They get
Okay.
suspended sentence. Like,
Okay,
bro,
well, it's just not. It wasn't just that. It wasn't just that. You got to think about all the people who were injured as a result. Two,
he didn't injure anybody.
but he
He
was
didn't. He didn't.
true.
He
But-
didn't.
But no, this is he was a part of a group that did this.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Sure.
So
Fine.
he was one of that. What's that technically in the legal term? Conspiracy. What's that word? I forgot it was. It's C word.
Apparently, he voted for Kamala. Does that change your mind about him now? Do you feel like he should get money now?
but to you, back to how we got down this treaded path is because you were saying.
What about Ashley Babbitt? You know who that is? Shout out to
Yeah,
Ashley Babbitt.
I know. Yeah, I know who she is.
Okay.
I think she was her family was awarded something. I totally disagree with that. Her family was awarded like $1 million or something like that, $2 million.
I don't know. I didn't know I'd be talking about J6, honestly, but
Okay, well, you brought her up. She did get some money. Her family did get some money under the Trump
good.
administration.
great.
And you don't think she should have gotten it? You think her family should have gotten money? You think she was wrongly killed?
I'm not ready to have that conversation, actually.
Okay, understood. I mean, so this picture, moving forward, I mean, when you discuss this, I think you would earn a lot more or whatever if you give the total picture, because the picture that you try to paint is that these people are innocent or they're innocently prosecuted.
Never said that. I said they were overly prosecuted, and it was a political prosecution against anyone that stands for Trump.
So they should have been prosecuted, right? But you think
it's a case by case basis.
Okay, case by case basis. Okay, but your position is some of them were overly prosecuted.
Listen, if those people smashing the windows were not feds, yeah, I'm not for that. If the people punching the cops, I'm not for that either.
See, that's what I said. Why do you bring up the feds? It's like you're trying to justify.
Oh my God, bro, you're just so far behind.
I'm not far behind.
Farther behind.
I'm not far behind.
You are.
I'm not far behind.
You're so far behind.
No,
because someone help me out in the comments. Someone was asking, were there feds on the Hill in the J6 quote unquote riot, and the head of the FBI or someone said,
what does that how does that absolve anything? How does that
bro
change?
It means that the feds were like involved in it.
Okay,
and they were making Americans do it, just like that. Was it Gretchen Whitmer?
Okay.
Hold on, do you know the Gretchen Whitmer story?
The name, why came put the name to her story?
Yeah, there was a
Was
plan.
she's a congressman?
She's a governor. Hold on.
The governor got shot, right? Didn't she get shot?
No. There was a federal There's a federal case regarding 2020 plot to kidnap Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer.
Okay.
How many FBI? Hold on. Here we go. There was 12 undercover informants involved in this. Do you understand this?
Yeah.
So there's 12 people
Okay.
who are working for the FBI in some way or another, encouraging a bunch of people to kidnap this governor. And it's like, bro, if that's not entrapment, I don't know what is. I think there was like 16 people involved and 12 of them work for the feds. And the same thing with J6. We're trying to figure out what's up. Welcome to the show, Frank Monday. Thank you so much. It was such a conspiracy. And the J6 thing, there was conspiracy people going. And bro, it's like, come on.
So let me ask you this, Barney.
Sir.
Do you think if we remove the Fed people, let's say we remove the Fed people from who you say
The Fed people? What do you mean, the FBI?
Then the undercover people that you said that were there.
Where? At the
J6. I'm
J6?
sorry. Yeah.
I don't know because they won't release it, and we can't
know.
figure out how many feds are there because someone in the chat. What was that meeting where they were asking someone
Okay.
how many feds were there, and the guy specifically said,
I know
can't
what
answer
you're
that."
talking about. That what's
Okay,
his,
so bro, like if you don't think that they're
so my
doing
head-
this,
Barnabas.
no. Let
Greetings,
me
Calvin.
what's up, Frank?
let me go ahead.
Sorry.
I'm-
Go ahead, Calvin.
So I wanted to say, do you think feds should not have been there? Do you think I'm asking here, let me give you my spill. If feds were not there in some way disguised as
Trump
people-
supporters.
yeah, if they weren't there, I think the feds would be failing at doing their job, at their due diligence. Because I know most people don't know this or whatever the case.
But is their job
But
to
look-
work as agent provocateurs to try to incite violence in our country?
Okay, you made a claim.
point.
Yeah, you would have to support that claim.
It's not a claim. No, it's the facts.
No,
Frank,
you have to-
Frank, I love what you're saying. I appreciate you being here. Something's wrong with your mic. It's going.
Yeah.
It sounds like a frog. Talk, Frank,
Go ahead.
or fix it.
Let them test. Do testing, Frank.
Oh, yeah. Feds inciting violence and working as agent provocateurs in that situation was probably not a good thing. And it's a factual, provable thing that happened.
Okay, so let's start back. So here's my position. If the federal government didn't have their own plants within this crowd or whatever the case be, in January 6th or even BLM or in any place like this, if they didn't have their own plants or whatever to kind of suss and see what's going on to report back, I think the feds would they fail at their due diligence to protect the public. You see what I'm
So
coming from?
you support
Yeah.
hold on. You support the FBI infiltrating, I don't know,
Yes.
groups that support Kamala Harris. Do you support that?
Wait a minute. Say it again.
Do you support? So what you just said was you support the FBI infiltrating pro-Trump groups. So my question to you
No,
is,
no.
you said that. You said
Okay,
that. So
no.
do you support the FBI infiltrating the DNC and pro-Kamala groups
No. So here's
during their rallies? Do
let me
you?
let me give you some more
Right.
context.
And doing the
Let me-
same thing.
Let me give you some more context to the situation. The BLM situation. Let's go there because I'm sure I won't get much pushback from that because you're anti BLM. So when you have a group or where you have such situations and you know that violence is breaking out, things are going to happen, bound to happen. I would think if I was the head of FBI, I would want plants in these crowds or whatever. Why? So when something happens, I can have people. I even want them with cameras or whatever. I want you to get their face, their lights in place or whatever. So when it's all said and done, we can go back and prosecute these people because we have people placed inside there that we can pick up this footage and arrest these criminals who've come out to do such damage. That's how I would operate if I was the head of FBI because I understand how things work. Now, so in terms of I think that would have been wise there. But if you're talking about a simple rally with Miss Harris or whatever, then I don't think that's you. I don't see why.
No, okay. So you support groups infiltrating Trump groups, but when it comes to Kamala Harris, you're not for it, bro. Consistency.
so
bro,
let me-
you're a
let-
total
no,
hypocrite.
no,
You have
no,
no
I'm not.
consistency.
No,
and
let me-
you just showed yourself. You're
No,
just,
no,
You're
because
just crazy.
No, I'm not.
And
crazy.
any of that type of activity is
So-
anti-American
so-
to begin with.
so-
it's,
so
yeah,
let me-
it's
Listen,
not-
hold on.
is my-
I got to go to the ladies'
Is my
room.
mic better, Barney?
Your mic is
Your mic's
wonderful.
better.
Listen, don't say any triggering words. I'll be right
Okay.
back. I'm going to listen to you,
Okay.
Calvin. So go ahead and tell me why. Any group that
listen.
supports Kamala Harris is totally cool, but when it comes to Trump, we need to infiltrate it.
Okay, so here's my distinguishing reasoning behind. Of course, I just said I would want the FBI to infiltrate the BLM rallies and things of that nature because we know that violent activity is bound to happen. It has been happening. So we're going to put people out there so we can catch these said criminals in the act via our plants so we can record them, take films of them, get their license plates, get their pages of their pictures, things of that nature. So I would think it would be reasonable and sound for them to do something where we know violent activity is going to happen. However,
Do you
we
think
are-
that's the purpose of government, is to oversee the people and infiltrate the people? Are you an
I think
American?
I think it's the purpose. If you're trying to protect the protect the community against,
Are you an American?
I am an
I'm just
American.
curious.
I
Okay.
am. Okay.
Do you know
So-
what the Constitution and the founding documents stand for? Do you agree with them?
Yeah.
Well, the whole point of government then is to control and protect people from corporations and from government itself.
But not just corporations. The government is to protect the people against criminals as well.
Nah, not really. Like
That's what
that's
we
the
want.
people's job. That's like sheriff and law enforcement.
So
That's not
so
necessarily
so
government. That's like
there's
locally organized.
there's no federal laws that govern, killing, things of that nature.
Well, there are, but they're overreaching, right? Wouldn't you
Okay,
agree with that?
but no, that's a matter of opinion. I'm saying as objective
Everything you're
reality.
saying is a matter of opinion as well, though.
As a matter of objective reality, the government in this particular instance, they are in the role of protecting the people, because we have these laws where they could be tried to be considered a federal criminal based on these said laws we have to protect the people. So from that vantage
Does that
point,
seem to be their intention in January 6th? Was that what they were up to? Were they trying to protect the people, or were they trying to instigate
so
criminal activity?
okay, that leads me back to the point where I was going to Barney. I haven't said this much because I haven't been on TV or whatever, but I was one of the people that wrote into the Fed, or because I saw the activity on the line from MAGA supporters, people I was running into the comment section, and I would copy what they were saying, and I would send that stuff right to the feds. I said, y'all need to watch out for these people, for this group, because these people are threatening violence against the American. Especially, I wouldn't even go outside. I didn't even go outside because I know it's going to be crazy when Trump, because he didn't win, or whatever the case may be. So for them to be in the audience or whatever, I'm sure I wasn't the only one reporting what I saw. So I imagine a lot of people. So they were just doing what they should have done in terms of being out there and engaging and being a part of the crowd, because the activities that were being said in the comment section and online, that I'm sure they got thousands report about. So that's why they should have been there.
I don't understand. Like everything you said, okay, we want to make sure things don't get
You
out of hand.
asked me-
I don't understand why that just can't be done with police.
Why would the federal government
Agreed.
outsource? Why would the federal government outsource their knowledge or whatever to the police?
It's
I
not
said-
their
I said-
duty
is
to
it-
police
is
the
it-
people.
Listen. When I was young, I used to believe things. I used to believe that America was always right. I used to believe that Russia was these horrible people. I used to believe that having 1 million aircraft carriers floating around the globe was a good idea because we're Americans and we're good and everyone else is bad. And I used to believe that the FBI was these cool, Elliot Ness fighting these evil bootleg alcohol makers and whatever else. And I used to believe that all these people were great and good intention. And then I grew up and I saw and read a few things. And it looks like the FBI is just making more trouble just to justify its existence. And I really do question, why do we even need an FBI? Can't we just have the police? What's the point of this? It doesn't make any sense. Oh, well, it's interstate. Okay, I guess we need
Yeah, and
someone
Fed should focus on
Right.
corporate more. I don't think they should have any interest in the people, really.
I don't know why we need all these organizations, quite frankly. We got
No, we
ATF, FBI, CIA. We've got all the cops, and then all the cops have like gun trace task force, narcotic. They have all these like
NSA, DHL.
yeah,
you
and
missed about
yeah.
half a
Like
dozen
what is
more.
this stuff? And I really question
it's
the
a waste of
effectiveness of the
time and money.
FBI. It's been shown that they entrap people just to justify their existence. Case in point was the Newburgh 4. Are you familiar with that, Calvin?
Mm-mm.
Just on the suspicion of the JFK assassination, they should step down.
Yeah, so the Newburgh 4 is actually, it's on YouTube now, and it was taken down for a long time for some kind of reason, but it was just, it's such a great documentary. Let me see if it's here. Newburgh is it's in.
Give us the
Connecticut.
synopsis or summary.
Yeah, the summary is there was this quote unquote informant guy who was getting paid by the feds after 9/11 to search out terrorists. And what he did was he found a bunch of like prison Muslims, a bunch of people who were poor, a bunch of exploitable dudes who didn't have a lot going for them, and basically like trapped them into allegedly planning terrorism. And it's just like, it's such a it's just so disturbing. I wish you'd seen it. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Newberg sting. And oh yeah, here it is. But just look up the Newberg sting if you ever want to watch something good. If you want to get mad, if you want to figure out if you want to change your mind about the FBI, just watch this. So I question the FBI's use. I question the FBI's usefulness.
Okay, you question it.
That's all
Okay,
I wanna
but
say.
okay, all right. So that's we have you both of you question the FBI usage.
Maybe it's doing something good. I don't know. It could be.
I mean, you know, I think we should have some type of federal agency that is above and beyond our local cops and things of that nature. I
So
think
get your hand out of my pocket.
Have
You
you
know
had
what that
any
is?
direct experience with the FBI?
no. But I'm just saying. I mean, I think. Don't you think it's at
What,
least
what about you,
necessary?
Barney?
So don't you think it's at least necessary that you need a federal police some department, whatever? Do you think that's at least necessary?
No.
I don't know.
Okay,
For what?
so
For what?
okay, case in point, the threats that are being made against Donald Trump for the foreign nation, things of that nature. Do you think
Isn't that the CIA?
I don't know.
Secret Service. That's Secret Service's
Secret
job.
Service?
So okay, so Secret Service is it that's
Presidential on. That's a presidential.
no. Secret Service
Got
protects
nothing to
them.
do with feds.
Yeah, Secret Service protects them. I'm talking of yeah. So yeah, people who to oversee that type of stuff, or whatever the case would be. And like, what about interstate? When you have interstate crime, or whatever the case would be, how do you imagine that would work? The states just work with themselves locally to handle certain stuff, or you don't think the government should have some type of government agency to help people coordinate and things of that nature?
Look, if you sat me down in a room with a bunch of people, you might be able to talk me into it, but I've seen so many examples of the FBI drumming up and causing this fake crime just so they can arrest these fake criminals.
Okay.
It's out of control. Do we need the FBI? Maybe. But I just want to say they're out of hand, they're out of control. And this really came back to, I guess if we follow this rabbit hole back, it goes back to J6, Ray Epps, and then it goes back to this 1.6 billion whatever.
Mhm.
And it's all this anti-Trump thing. And people, why do people hate Trump so much? I guess is the question. Other than the other than the obvious.
Even you hate Trump right now, right?
I hate him because he betrayed me. Yes, because he didn't do what he promised for the campaigns. But before that, I was like, okay, he's a buffoon. He's a scoundrel. He's a shrewd businessman. He's
But
a
Barney,
bad person.
how did he betray you?
The war in Iran and a whole bunch of other shit. He betrayed me by owing his allegiance to Israel at the behest, doing whatever BB tells him to do. It's stupid. It's total waste. It's just causing problems. So easily avoided.
Frank?
Tell us how you feel about Trump, Frank.
Do you agree with his assessment?
No, I think it's a mainstream media talking point, and I would say that without any direct evidence or involvement at that level, I don't have a strong enough opinion to say that he's betrayed us in any way. I don't know that that's true. You said the war in Iran, but there hasn't been a declaration of war, so there's just military action there. Not exactly sure that that is a betrayal of the American people. But I mean, yeah, just whatever the mainstream media is telling you, obviously,
Wait,
right? That's what's
Frank.
going on.
Frank, clarification. Didn't Trump run against, being an isolationist, that we were going to mind our own business? We were not going to let Ukraine take Ukraine. Forget NATO for the most part. Let you know what we'll do our budget or whatever the case may be. But largely, we were going to mind our business and stay our own backyard. And wasn't that what he ran on?
Now no one says isolationist. Listen, but he said no new wars. He said he was going to be this something of peace, and I don't even care if he said it or he didn't say it. Any president that gets us involved in a war that we don't need to be in, I'm against 100% of the time, all the time.
Is there a war, Barney? I mean,
Well, there's dead.
discussion
There's
of
dead.
terms
Sir,
is somehow important.
sir.
Yeah,
There are
I'm just
American
curious.
soldiers. There are American soldiers in the past month who've been blown up and died. So yes, there's a war. Yes.
So what would you call
Okay.
this? What would you call? You said so that they just shooting it out.
Die. They didn't need to die.
Then what?
So which president, if I may, real quick,
Go ahead.
Barney, which president has taken us out of a war stance since 19?
I dislike them all, Frank.
1937?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't. I dislike them all. Remember,
But you do realize that like the U.S. is being operated under war powers since like the 1930s, right?
Okay, and just because we've been wrong the whole time doesn't mean I'm going to continue being like, well, it's just the way it is. Golly gee, if only we could change something. I'm still against it.
So are you feeling betrayed because you feel like somehow Trump promised you a break from the status quo, but then didn't do that?
Yes, he did. He's like, he would sit up there and lie. I stopped 8 wars, and I don't know what he's even talking about. There's total lies, but he was proud of his peacefulness because compared to the other presidents, well, he kind of was. And now he's out here invading Venezuela, bro. Like, what's the point of that? Stop. He's over here bro. Anytime we launch I don't want. Are you not mad at this? Aren't you upset? We have 10 aircraft carriers blowing up Iran. Like, what did Iran ever do to you? Nothing, bro. Like, is Iran your enemy? I guess.
Yeah, they cut off Leonidas's head and then paraded it around ancient Greece.
Well, I think if Iran,
I mean, I'm just being serious,
What about the nuclear weapon, Barney? Okay. Do you think if Iran was trying to,
They need one. They need one, so they'll stop being attacked by America and Israel. Like what?
Well,
we have them. Israel has them. Okay. Why would they not be trying to get them?
Okay, so
you're saying Iran is squeaky clean, Barney?
No one's squeaky clean, but they're not bothering us.
Okay, they're not bothering us technically. So, but Barney, do you think, as a matter of safety, that we or anyone should ensure that do you agree that certain people or certain countries should not have a nuclear weapon, or you think everyone should have it?
I mean, it would be nice if no one had them, but the genie's out of the bottle. The genie's out of the bottle. So Barney, to answer your question, do I think that Americans should die stopping people from getting nuclear weapons? The answer is no.
Answer my question, Barney.
Was that Rumsfeld and Saddam Hussein?
Barney,
it is.
Answer my question.
It is.
Barney, don't you think? Do you think every country should have a nuclear weapon?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Do you know how many do you know how many Americans have been killed by Iranian suicide attacks and stuff, like terrorist attacks, prior to the engagement with Iran recently?
Where? Like in the Middle East? Bro, we shouldn't even be there. We're only there because of Israel.
Okay.
Bro. I'm not prepared to go down this route.
No, I'm just curious. I'm asking a question. I mean,
do I have a number?
Right.
I don't know what it is, but guess what? We shouldn't be there. And that's why it's happening. If we just left, if Iran posted up bases in Mexico and Canada, we probably wouldn't like that either. And we might do something about it. And I wouldn't even be against doing something about it, just for the record. So why are we over there with thousands of bases like nobody else? It's insane, bro. It's insane.
Okay. So do you think our presence, should at least, do you think we should have our eyes out, like just watching? Do you think, because Barney, my issue with you is you seem to think that we could, it seems to me, or the picture I'm getting from you is that we could just be in our own little cubby hole and let everybody on the political stage do whatever they want to do, and we just sit back and just keep our hands crossed like nothing, like that's us sitting back is going to keep us safe, and that people can't do it.
Sir, it's called blowback. Okay. And it's called blowback is what we're referring to here. We can't fund and give chemical weapons to Saddam Hussein 1 minute to kill Iranians. I'm answering your question. Okay. And then turn around years later and attack him and have 5,000 bases all over the world surrounding these places, controlling everyone. We can't expect them to just sit there and take it. We
So
Well,
can't.
yeah, and then after you do that, you have to import tens of thousands of their local people to the US and then set them up in communities among the local heritage Americans so that you'll have some future terrorist activity too. I
Bro,
mean, you
I
see
don't
what they're
want them
doing,
here.
right?
Bro, I don't want them here either.
so
Well,
Okay.
they're going to
so
bring them
so
in.
so
Definitely.
Well,
but
I would be upset about that too, bro. I don't want them here. I don't want us causing wars. I don't like what we're doing. I think it's crazy. We think that it's just American exceptionalism where we think we can do anything we want. And as Calvin so eloquently said, we're going to let another country. Are you just going to let another country make up its own mind and do it at once? And like Calvin's like, bro, what are you, their
okay,
father? Are you
okay,
the
Well, you got to be
planet's
careful
that's
father?
interesting.
too,
That I
Barney.
mean, that's
When you say
interesting.
we, like, that isn't us making those decisions. It's
Well,
not you or me. So, I mean, be wary of
well, no, no,
that.
no, no. Well, true, but I mean, if the government, so, so my issue or my concern with you, one, you seem to contradict yourself at one
I'm
point in
not.
time.
I'm not. But please, bring it to my attention if I'm contradicting myself. Go ahead.
So when if Ukraine wanted to be a part of NATO or whatever the case would be, you don't see a problem with that, right? Because I thought you took
I
issue.
do see a problem with that because guess what? There's Russia and they don't want that. And look, now millions of people are dead.
Okay, but that's just now you're in contradiction. You just saying that we should live and let people either do what they want to do, whatever the case may be. But then you're going to be in favor of some other country telling what Ukraine what they shouldn't be able to do.
Bro, NATO is us. So why would we purposely let a war start? It's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. NATO is
To
technically
make
us,
more
but I'm
money,
just saying. But I'm just saying, your stance
further impoverish the
is your
poor.
stance is your stance. Every nation should be sovereign and do whatever they want to do. Is that your stance?
As long as it doesn't affect America. Yes.
I mean, Barney, I know that you see what's clearly going on, what the government is up to, and that's why you're saying these things, because you know that they're fucking working to undermine the American people.
Wait, hold on. Calvin is laughing. I don't know what's did I tell a joke, Calvin? I don't know what you
He took a hit of nitrous.
what's going on?
Yeah, you said only if it involves if it it negatively impacts America, whatever it gets to be. Then you're in favor. That's quite subjective. That's a quite subjective rationale there. So so here's my
Okay.
position. Yeah, so here's my position. I understand where you're coming from. I do agree that we are too busy a busybody on the political stage. I do acknowledge a lot of what you said. I don't have, like I said, I'm not the biggest history freak when it comes to what happened on the foreign stage or whatever. But I do hear what you're saying. America is being not a good person. We have a lot of baggage, right? We've done a lot of bad stuff out there, right? Juju or whatever the case may be. However, per se, I don't think it's wise for us just to go in our own cubbyhole and just ignore what everyone else is doing on the political stage as if that's not going to negatively impact us down over decisions that are happening across the world is not going to affect our bottom line, especially when you're talking to a nuclear weapon. You have someone just nuke or a place or whatever. That's, I mean, that's
Okay, so you feel, how shall I say this? It's justifiable to blow up and kill and drop fire on top of Iranians so they don't
no.
get a nuclear weapon. I'm asking you, what is your position? What's your position?
Okay, so
Is it okay to drop bombs on Iranian people's heads if they're trying to build a nuclear bomb?
So
what
the
is your
strike,
answer?
so the strike that they did that went in, I think 8 months ago, whatever. I am totally in agreement with that.
So you're a Trumper. So you agree with Trump?
If what they're saying is truthful, that Iran at this point in time, my impression now that I'm having a lot more, seeing a lot more, seeing the mentality of Iran, I don't think these people deserve uh should get a nuclear weapon because they hold the whole world hostage, just like they're doing the Hormuz,
And they
Strait of
seem to
Hormuz.
portray them that way, Barney. I mean, like, I haven't been there. I don't know, but they do portray the Iranians as like being anti, like if you're gay, they'll put you to death. They're anti-Christian. They put to death a lot of Christians. Like there's a lot of genocide
Whoa,
within
whoa,
the
whoa, whoa,
country.
whoa, 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 whoa,
He's went
whoa, whoa,
left.
whoa, whoa.
He went
Wait,
left.
wait, bro. Did you just say
No,
that
that's how they're portrayed. I said that's how they're
oh
portrayed
portrayed? Okay,
in the mainstream media. That's what
they're
I've
not
been
feeding
hearing.
Christians to the lions like the Romans allegedly did. Are they? We're not
Supposedly
saying
they
that.
are. Yes. You
Oh.
haven't heard that? Am I alone in this?
I've heard a lot of things, but I don't agree with any of it. I think it's all lies. Here we go. Let's look at apparently Iran is like the worst thing ever. So let's look at what they're doing according to YouTube. Wow, what a horrible place. Let's blow it up.
You know, North Korea has videos like this too, right?
Sure. And I don't think North Korea is as bad as they say it is. Is that wrong of me?
It's pretty bad. I'm right on the border. And the general sentiment
Okay.
is that
I mean, I'm on the border of
it's
Canada,
it's a
but I'm not
hell on
going to.
earth.
I'm on the border of Mexico, but you know what? I haven't been there for a while.
Don't
so I
dox
don't know.
yourself. Don't dox yourself.
I mean, do we think this is fake? Do we think this is not real? Is this a how do you call it?
Looks nice.
Excuse me. Is this a Potemkin village? Are we familiar with this term?
Might be.
I don't know. So I think showing this is not really addressing the issue. Of course,
There's a Lexus in the snow in Iran. Should we blow this up? There's a Peugeot car.
no, it's not. It's not. So, like I said, I agree with if they were in the process of building a nuclear weapon, things of that
Mhm.
nature.
Then we should blow them up.
Listen what I said. Listen what I said.
Okay.
The airstrike that went over their head in the middle of the night that just blew up or whatever in the desert, whatever. To me, I am in agreement with something. It did not harm society. You see the nice
Looks
civilization.
nice.
You see the nice civilization that you're talking about. That was not touched. The people weren't harmed and things of that nature. So something like that, I would be in agreement with. But with this, like you said, the current war that's happening right now, whatever, I'm not in agreement with it.
Okay, so let me just summarize. You're okay with blowing up soldiers, engineers,
Okay.
and factory workers as long as
Okay.
it's in the nighttime if Trump says it's a good idea.
No, that's not what
Because
I
you don't
said.
want them to have a nuclear weapon. Well, guess what? Israel has a nuclear weapon. Should we blow them up in the middle of the night, but only the men and only engineers and scientists?
Barney,
should we?
Barney.
A serious question. Should we blow up
That's
them?
That's not a serious.
It is a
question.
serious question because
it's not.
they are the most warmongering country I've seen.
Okay,
And if
but,
anyone I didn't want to have a nuke, it would be them, bro.
So is Israel threatening to nuke anyone? And is Israel right now? Right now, you say everyone say they has nuke. Is Israel threatening to nuke Iran if they don't do something, or are they using whatever missiles or whatever they have? Are they blowing?
Isn't
Are
it
they
the-
nuking their neighbors? Is that because they
Isn't
say
it
they have?
Isn't it the WMD argument all over again?
I don't know what that means.
Bush's weapons of mass destruction or weapons of mass deception.
Well,
That's why we went to a war in Iraq.
I think everyone is pretty much in agreement.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking, right?
That's
Isn't it
what
the
we're,
same
we're trying to
argument?
teach Cal. Yes, it is. We're trying to. I don't know if Calvin knows that.
What? I mean, what?
So we went to war with Iraq,
Yeah,
Desert Storm,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
we went with
Of
the other
course, of
one,
course.
Enduring Freedom,
Of
or
course.
whatever it's
Desert
called.
Shield.
Of course.
Desert Shield.
What is
And,
that they're making? Sorry to get distracted. Go ahead.
Yeah,
it
Calvin
looks like
sounds
a
pretty
weapon
young.
of looks like a weapon of mass destruction. Let's blow it up, but only in the nighttime and only the men.
Mid-20s, Calvin. That's my guess. Mid-20s.
Is that like
listen,
taco? I mean, is that something? Go ahead.
Is
Sorry, guys,
Iran saying that we should blow up other countries? Like they're not.
That's a flatbread called naan.
So when from my understanding, Barney, when
Yes,
a
sir.
nation has a nuclear weapon, it's like I can't say it's like one of the highest form weapon, and from my understanding that our
Allegedly.
government. Well, okay. I mean, it does some serious damage, especially biologically, right? We don't. I think everyone's pretty much in agreement that we don't ever want that to be, I guess, any place to get bombed because of the cleanup and things of that nature that would be involved. Are we in agreement there? Are we in agreement there that
Nobody wants to get nuked. Yeah.
Yeah, because that just to the life form, human life form on the planet would just be, out of whack. But having said that, um, you made me forget my point now. Okay. Somebody,
That's
I
fine.
forgot my point.
I wanted to show you some of these. I found a great example of how they are oppressing the women in Iran. Like there's one. Oh,
Looks
she looks so
nice.
oppressed with her daughter in her face.
That looks a lot like
It looks
like
actually.
China
It
these days.
looks better than where I live, sir. Like okay, here we go.
Well, no, I was
Look
going to
at
say
these
it looks like
oh
China.
no,
We have very
look at
similar
this one.
situation.
Look at this. Similar what? Just nice and clean.
I was just saying that we have a very similar situation in China.
Look at this woman. No scarf, no hijab, no nothing. These women do not look oppressed to me. They're just living life. Look, just like anyone else. They just look like regular people.
So you said
Driving
that
around. They're fat, just like Americans. Look at them. Look,
Okay.
they're pretty. Look how pretty she is. Look at this guy. He's got his man purse. It's looking good. Here we go. Look, we got young love over here. Is this a mom telling her son what to do? Bro, they're just like us.
Okay.
These people are just like us, except maybe they pray 5 times a day compared to our
I don't-
one or whatever.
Okay.
I don't think these people are any more of a threat than anyone else. And look at this
But
guy.
that's
He's looking very, very farcy.
Grabbing
But
balls.
go ahead.
Yeah.
but
Yep.
but I don't think that's the picture that you're painting right now. Yeah, of course, the people aren't the threat. I think they're saying that the government, the regime that's in place, is a threat.
I don't even like that term regime, bro. Like this is who they have this,
Elect-
they fought.
That's the
They
government.
They fought in 1979. They spilled blood, and this is
Okay.
what they wanted, and this is what they
Okay.
got. And it looks
So let me
pretty
ask you
good.
So let me ask you this: I know you say you've been out of the mix for a second. You've heard
Mhm.
about the how many 10,000, 14,000 people that they slaughtered, protesters that they slaughtered, right? Something like that.
Allegedly, I don't know. I don't believe that. Quite frankly,
Oh,
this is just
okay.
more propaganda
Okay.
for
Okay.
us to.
Okay.
Oh, look, these people are being slaughtered, so
Okay.
let's just blow up a bunch of people, bro. I don't even believe it. I don't even believe it.
Okay.
And if
Barney,
and if there is a bunch
Barney,
of people, excuse me,
Barney.
that it's otherwise known as a civil war. Maybe there is a civil war going on, but I'm not going to get
Yeah,
involved
you're
in
right,
a damn
Barney.
civil war. It's
I agree
a
with
civil
you.
war. You know how many
There
people
shouldn't
died in the
be
American
U.S.
Civil War?
involvement.
500,000.
Right.
500,000 died in the American Civil War. So I don't know what's going on over there. Slaughter them. If there was an uprising in America, we would get slaughtered too. So why not hold them to the same standard? Look, dude wants to play
No.
guitar. They're playing guitar. Let's hear it.
No.
I mean, honestly, what a beautiful country. Too bad we're blowing it up. Otherwise,
That's
I'd
not, that's the same thing. You said we're blowing up the country. Are we blowing up the country, or are we? Because I understand that the civilians aren't being attacked at all. The civilian.
Yeah, and it's not we. You remember, it's the U.S. government and the U.S. military that's doing it.
Well,
I
it's
don't know why you include yourself in that decision-making
Well,
process.
it's
Barney.
it's well in the context of what we're speaking is U.S. So it's representative of us, and they're speaking about us in terms of what Barney's saying. So that's why I said we. So.
But yeah, the government has never obeyed the will of the people. Like if
But-
they asked
but-
us, "Do you
but
want us to
that's-
bomb
but the-
Iran?" we would say no. I would say no.
I hear what you're saying, but in the context of the way we're saying, my language when we say "we" is accurate in context to what Barney's this discussion
not,
that we
though.
having. So Barney,
Yes,
from
sir.
my understanding, civilian locations are not being targeted. People aren't being targeted, and that then once and then we did have one incident where we killed hit the school or whatever in the KCB, and from my understanding, that was
Double
like,
tapped it. Did you guys hear that might have been AI selected? That the U.S. military is
Yep.
using like artificial intelligence algorithms to choose targets.
Mhm.
That seems
so
pretty
so
dire,
so
right?
so to the point, this is a statement that you made, Barney, that would be inaccurate, right? We aren't killing civilians, right? Except for that one incident, right?
You think there's only one incidence of civilian deaths, bro? You're so far gone and brainwashed. It's
Okay.
insane.
Yeah, civilians are always collateral damage. It's a part of it.
So Barney,
Like,
you're
look at these
making it-
women, bro. They look honestly, they look like Mexican chicks in America. Keep going.
No, you go ahead.
Okay, so but it's like, and this is another thing because I like to stand up for men since no one seems to want to. You're like, well, they were men and they had a uniform on, so let's just blow them to bits, bro. I'm not okay with that either. I support men living. I support soldiers living. Just because they're soldiers, somehow it's like, oh, it's okay. They're terrorists or they're soldiers. They're combatants. So let's just blow them up and drop fire on their head. Like, bro, that's not cool either. This is a war that does not need to happen. That never needed to happen. There's plenty of countries that have nuclear weapons, and we didn't blow them up. We didn't start a war with them. So why are we starting? Maybe a nuke in the hands of Iran would ultimately create peace with mutually assured destruction. It worked for America and the Russians throughout the Cold War. Maybe it'll work in the Middle East. You never know.
Okay. Well, apparently, according to those who
Works for China.
According
You can't
to,
even report negative news on China.
based on what's been the running theme within our political sphere, bipartisan agreement, both dim or whatever, at least agree that this one location should not have a nuclear weapon. Hence, we had the nuclear deal under Mr. Obama, the JJC, whatever that called, JIC, whatever that deal was that Trump got.
Dude, Obama was big ups. It's called the JCPOA. And it was great. And it was wonderful. And listen, not everything Obama did was wrong. Of course, blowing up American citizens who are 16 years old and their father was a quote unquote terrorist. I'm against that. Thanks for that, Obama. But the JCPOA was great. And Trump's
stupid. Do you agree that was a bad action? That he did that, kill that deal, and not at least replace it with something
horrible. Yes, it's a horrible deal because look what it resulted in: thousands of people getting blown up. Of course, it's a horrible failure on Trump's half.
Okay,
Trump is blinded by his hatred towards Obama.
Frank, do you agree that was bad for him to at least not replace it with something new at that point in time and just kill it with nothing?
I'm not familiar with the story.
It's fine.
You want to give Okay.
Look, Obama had this a JCPOA. I forget what it stands for, but it basically stands for Iran's like, I promise I won't make any nuclear missiles and you can come check. And in return, we want to, sell some dates and some prunes and some oil or something. It was just like this agreement. Everything was great. Everything was happy. Of course, Netanyahu got in Trump's ear. And Trump, of course, I mean, without Obama, there would be no Trump, because when Obama shamed Trump at the White House press correspondence dinner, that was what really lit the fire in Trump. And you're laughing, but it's true. And I'm
not laughing because it's I'm laughing at yourself. I'm laughing because it's funny that that's true. The kind of makes sense because his ego is bruised. It's just typical Trump. You bruise his ego, he's gonna come back to you. So I was just laughing at it. That was actually
an insecure man is a dangerous man, quite frankly. A man who has. Let's listen to this guitar. Hold on. Beautiful. I think he's got a weapon of mass destruction. We better drop a bomb on him, right? Right, Calvin?
That's not what I Barney. We're both in it.
Hold on, we've got a warmonger in the chat. What's up, Chuck? We got a
sounded a little bit like Spanish-esque or Latin. Is
oh shit! What happened? Are we there? I'm still learning this.
I'm here. We lost your visual though.
Damn it. All right, let's see here if I can do this. Yeah, Chuck believes all that stuff, but I don't. Chuck. Let's listen to it. I wish I could play like that.
Iranians look a little bit like Spaniards.
They do, right? Maybe there's some kind of nexus.
Barney,
what's up? You want to hear someone else play? You want to hear someone else play guitar?
No. You said Brett.
That's you, Barney. I think you're muted, Barney.
Oh, hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're no slouch, man. That was good guitar work. I like that.
No, yeah, I appreciate it. I was just saying, like, wouldn't it be nice to play every kind of guitar like this too?
Is he
Without
playing
having to
a
learn.
classic or an acoustic? Is that just acoustic, or it would be considered a classic guitar?
You know, I don't know.
Not super familiar.
I don't know what. I mean, I guess it's what, nylon strings.
Yeah, it looks like a
something?
classical guitar, right?
I'm not sure the difference.
The acoustics
like
have thicker, like hard strings. The classics have like nylon strings, right? They're softer on the fingers.
Yeah, no, it looks like a nylon string then. All right, so
Barney,
did I answer all your questions, Calvin?
I have one. You didn't answer all mine. How
Yeah.
long have you been a guitarist, Barney?
Long time.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear some more? I'm not in a band right
Yeah,
now.
look-
Here.
Like,
It's just kind of repetitive. I don't really have a bunch of clips. Maybe I should.
that was that R&B or soul music? Little touch of cream in there. I like that.
something.
You're in Baltimore, right?
Yep.
Good magic, man. I can appreciate it. First time I've been on your show, Barney. Thanks for having me up. I'm appreciating the conversations with you and Calvin here. I kind of stepped in late. I was over in Talcadia for a while.
It's a good place to be. No, I appreciate it, my dude. Thank you so much. You're always welcome here, Frank. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Barney. And good to meet you, Calvin. You sound like a young man, and you know a lot more about politics than I do.
I try, but I think Barney clearly knows a lot more than we do. Nice to meet.
Yeah,
Nice
I've
to talk
never-
with you. Go ahead.
Yeah. I've never had an interest myself. My dad was big into politics when I was a kid, but he always told me to stay out of the military and stay out of politics, and so I took his advice.
What brought you into politics, Frank? I'm curious because
I'm not in it. No, I have little to no interest, but I have interest in talking to people and learning more. So over time, I might develop a better understanding.
And I think me and you fall in the same boat. I too had no particular interest in politics. I think Trump's presidency woke a lot of us up, and we found ourselves trying to learn and understand what's going on. Which is why a person like Barney has clearly a lot more history in what's been going on in the world than a lot of us do, and we're just trying to, I guess, make way of what's going on. So I think I did.
Yeah, it seems like Trump's been running for president since like the 1980s.
I don't know.
He has. But thanks to Obama, he really put in the effort and made it happen. So it's true. It's true.
I think that's what his 10 or 12 years of The Apprentice was about, was priming the pump.
I don't think that.
It was a decade-long ad campaign for a presidential office. It seemed like it the whole time. That's what I was thinking. From like season 1, I thought this guy's running for president. That's what he's doing with this.
Well, Barney, you about to say something?
No.
Okay. Well, at least according to Mr. Cohen, Mr. Cohen is his lawyer. His first lawyer, his main lawyer, whatever the case would be. Trump, this was all supposed to be a marketing, whatever. He never really expected to win. It would be a good publicity brand for him to, finagle this into other business ventures as someone who ran it, and he just locked up in one. And once he did that, it was, I guess, on from here. And now that he had a taste
Yeah,
of power, go ahead.
I don't think Trump does anything that he doesn't intend to win at, right? That's kind of always been his game.
But okay, I know you're about to go, but at least according to Mr. Cohen, somewhere insider, and I think he was saying that they even weren't prepared. They didn't have the cabinet or whatever, and once it did, like his taxes. Like for example, he said he never planned. The reason why he never planned to release his taxes because he never planned to win or expected to win. So that's why he was just going to say I'll release him. But when he lost, whatever the case may be, that's when he really had to know to do that. Now, being a Trump as a narcissist or whatever, of course, he has to play the role in terms of, I didn't win such a. He's given different reasons why he didn't win, but in all actuality, they weren't expecting to win the race, according to Cohen.
Well, I once again, Calvin, I don't know what's going on in the world, but I agree with you in that I don't think Trump thought he would win. Ultimately, he thought running for president would get him more clout and business and ultimately money and power. So by that measure, it would be a win, but everyone was surprised that he won. And no one even thought he was a serious candidate. And now look, he's been around for what, like 12 years or 16 years or something, like over 10 years. It's been Trump has been.
His net worth went from 30 billion to 80 billion. So he's definitely winning.
Yeah, he's winning something, but yeah, it's an interesting time. So why don't we let's pivot, I guess, since it's just kind of a grab bag. I was gonna what should we talk about? Do you want to talk about the guy on the bridge, Calvin? I'd love to hear your thoughts.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
To break down the story.
There is a man.
Oh, you're the guy on the overhang or whatever in Chicago?
In DC. Well, he's not there now. Okay. But he's let's share this here. This is old, but it's kind of inspiring. It's not something that I necessarily have the courage or am at a place in my life where I would do such a thing. Of course.
Yeah, I got a fear of heights. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I have a fear of falling actually, so that's not
right.
And
the heights themselves scare me. Yeah,
absolutely. Let me see, and I'm struggling so much trying to figure this out. I want to hear what your thoughts are on this. How do we do this? There we go. And I just wonder where he's at now and what his charges are. Do we remember this guy?
Yeah. What was his message? What was he trying to bring forward?
Well, he had a message of peace, but then he had to dilute it with a whole bunch of other crap too. And I was like, bro, can you just stick to like one message? It was basically like peace and then all the other crap, which I don't.
Okay. Kind of a Talcottian mission, right?
Yes, it's very Talcott-esque, actually.
Do you mind if I continue recording, or are you sorry?
Before he went up.
And what you're going to end up with, if you do that, is...
What do you think, Calvin? Does that interest you?
I don't know what's going on.
Oh, damn it.
He has N-war on his shirt.
You don't remember this protest? I guess not. Okay.
No.
A man went on a bridge for a couple days.
Okay.
To protest war.
Okay. Was it what? Give me a year. What year is this?
It was like 4 weeks ago.
Okay. Okay.
Here, let's share this instead. I'm such a. Why am I'm just failing at producing at the moment because of I've got all kinds of excuses. So sorry about that. But let's here we go. This is an inspirational guy now, and we will play like this is what he was doing. This is not really having the impact I'd hoped for. Here we go.
What's the fire hydrant up there with him? Is that his water source?
No, it's just some light the plane doesn't hit. Anyways, I'm having trouble sharing, so it's kind of failing here in this instance. I think it's just time to end it. What do we think?
Okay, yeah, we covered a lot here, and you did come back with a bang.
Did I?
Yeah, you returned to some with a bang. You came back at a good time.
Had a great time, Calvin. I appreciate you being here. This is really nice.
No problem. I will check you out. Catch you next time you hit the live button.
Yeah. Oh, let's look what let's talk about me, my favorite subject.
Music.
No, I am my favorite subject. Does that make sense?
Uh-huh.
My favorite subject is Barnabas.
This
Is that
person,
funny?
no, I just read this somebody in the super chat, not super chat, someone in the chat section.
Yeah, give us the spiel, Barney. I don't know that much about you. What are you going to show us?
Yeah, I'm waiting.
I'm just going to go to my Twitter. I had a show and I was trying, and then like a bunch of shit happened, and now I'm trying again. That's the spiel.
Yeah, you stopped for a while, right? You took a break.
Yeah. Here we
Wait,
go.
you going live on Twitter?
No, I'm not. But Twitter is great because
go ahead.
You can find interesting things on Twitter, and you know, my screen broke. So I have like this different screen, and it's just not working out for me. That's the problem. Hold on. So bear with me. Twitter is great because you can just find articles that you want to talk about, and then you just repost them. And then they're there, but you also find like cool stuff.
How do you find art? Because the search, I just hate Twitter's search engine. I just.
Well, what are you interested in?
Well, I mean, I guess.
I mean, this is a family show, so be careful.
Well, no. Well, I mean, it's just like if I go to Google and I say, Carmela did this, blase, whatever.
Please put some respect on her name. Can you say it, Kamala?
I'm gonna have to focus. I have to focus because I was originally saying it the incorrect way, but I don't know why I keep putting the R on it. But yeah, I just don't like the search engine. But go ahead, what you're saying. Go ahead tell us about your Twitter experience.
All right, here's something. In case you ever wondered, like, golly gee, what should I do? Should I be buried and take up all this space? Do I really want to be here? And then there's all that pressure. Who am I going to be buried next to? My kids, or if you're a veteran, you want to be in the military place, or if you're Hugh Hefner, you basically steal a corpse, aka Marilyn Monroe, and bury yourself next to her. Bro, what are you even thinking? True story. Very strange. I know. Well, he's not buried. He's in a whatever that thing's called, above ground thing. And what should I do? Should I be burnt and then where do you put the ashes? And then it's like, oh God, as a parting gift, I have to go put your ashes somewhere. It's just like so much work. It's so much pressure for life planning. So I found something that really interests me. It's the ultimate in life planning. It's the ultimate in end mausoleum. Thank you. It's the ultimate in end of life planning. And the ultimate end of life planning. And I wholeheartedly support this. And this is what I want. And in case I don't make it, and there's any question as what I should do with my remains, please someone stand up for me and show them this video. And I want to sign up for this. This is awesome. East Coast first human composting facility opens in Maryland. Bro, have you seen Waterworld even once? Have you guys seen the movie Waterworld?
With what's his name?
Kevin Costner.
Yeah, it flopped at the box office, right?
It did, yes.
I didn't watch
Yeah,
it.
not really. No, I didn't see it either.
Okay.
This is 1990s movie or something like that.
Well, they human compost in that movie. There's an instance of it, which I found it quite fascinating. But anyways, I want to do this. East Coast first human composting facility opens in Maryland. And here's a bucket with dirt and flowers. I guess this is human remains.
Wouldn't this somehow be linked to like cannibalism though?
Maybe. I mean, honestly, not to sound like a total freak, I think it would be great to be eaten. Like, is that weird of me?
A little bit.
I feel like I could live forever. Make some like Barnabas chops, grill them up, put a little splash of soy sauce on them, have a big feast, bro. And my proteins would become one with someone else, multiple people, and I could live forever that way.
Is there any reason against the prohibition of consuming human flesh? There's some like connection, right? There's some reason for it, or no?
Well,
it's taboo.
Is it even against the law? Probably because when someone passes, it's against the law too. I guess it's desecration of a corpse, I believe, would probably be the charge.
Okay.
It's not something I don't think anyone would do it. It's generally frowned upon. People look at you really weird when you say it. So it's just kind of something I don't think will ever happen. But this, on the other hand, I could become compost and I could turn into a vegetable and someone could eat that. It's the next best thing. So
yeah, makes sense.
Earth Funeral said its 37,000 square foot facility in Elk Ridge, Howard County is the largest human composting facility in the world. Bro, I live in Maryland. It can process up to 2,000 remains annually. So 2,000 bodies. I mean, it sounds like the mafia is in charge of this and they're just burying bodies, providing a greener alternative to traditional burial and cremation. I'm totally on board with this. Stephen Spise of Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, drove to Elk Ridge to tour the new facility. I'm pretty sure this will be the way to go with Earth Funeral, Spise said. The visit wasn't just about planning for himself. Spise also said to better understand a process his wife went through when she passed. Knowing her, I can't think of any other way she would have wanted than to happen. Spise explained that his wife chose to have her remains turned into soil, of course, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Earth Funeral only had facilities on the West Coast, which required her remains to be shipped. Oh, so I guess you have to burn yourself, or you have to cremate, I believe is the term. Howard County delegate, same thing. Father's remains. I think we all need.
Can I ask a question?
This is not what I was hoping for. Honestly, I was hoping to just like, is this grotesque? I don't know, like grind up the parts and just bury them in a slushy mud pile of fertilizer.
It kind of seems like traditional burial does that if you're in a pine box, like earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust, or whatever.
Can you get buried in a pine box? Is that even legal?
I mean, it used to be, right? It used to be the way they did it.
What about the smell?
We put them 6 feet down.
6 feet down?
No, I'm talking about the compost.
Well, I didn't read this. Oh, hold on, here we go.
They spray blood meal on farms already anyway, so it's a normal thing.
Let's have a listen.
This is the largest human composting facility in the world. It can process 2,000 remains a year, giving people a greener alternative to traditional burial and cremation.
So we have families visit for a variety of reasons.
I hate the accent. Bro, like, what are you doing in America? But anyways, let's go.
We have families visit to learn more about the process. So this is an opportunity to say a final goodbye to your loved one.
I'm pretty sure this will be the way I go with Earth Funeral, yeah.
Touring Earth Funeral's new Elk Ridge facility is an important step for Stephen Spees. He drove from Lancaster County, Pennsylvania to see it, not just to plan for himself, but to better understand the process his wife went through when she died.
Knowing her, I can't think of any other way she would have wanted that to happen.
When Spees' wife chose to have her remains turned to soil, Earth Funeral only had facilities on the West Coast, so her remains had to be transported. It's the same thing Delegate Jessica Feldmark did for her dad.
I think we all feel really good about the decision, and it would have been a whole lot easier if we had something closer to home.
But now, thanks to legislation passed by the Maryland legislature in 2024, Earth Funeral is open in Maryland, giving people a more environmentally friendly option for their remains.
Existing funeral practice is not particularly great for the environment. You've got burial, which uses non-degradable wood, metal, concrete, embalming fluid, which is ultimately just toxic chemical. and it also takes up valuable urban land. That then led to the rise in cremation. But cremation is a fossil fuel-driven process that very overtly emits CO2.
Instead, Earth Funeral works with funeral homes to get remains and wraps them in a biodegradable shroud material. Then they put it in vessels like this with organic mulch, wood chips, and wildflowers, and use technology to control conditions inside the vessel, accelerating the decomposition process and turning remains into nutrient-rich soil.
It's a gentle, natural process that returns you to nature. And that's ultimately why people choose it.
Families can donate the soil to conservation projects or keep it to use. Spees used his wife's soil to plant a butterfly bush, a way to remember the love of his life in a way she would have loved.
Of all the things I've had to deal with in her absence, this is one of the aspects of it that I feel best about.
And the whole process takes about 30 days. It costs between $5,000 and $6,000. For more information, you can visit our website. In Elk Ridge, I'm Brianna Ross, WBAL TV 11 News.
It doesn't sound like there was any cremation involved, Barney.
It's not. It looks like they just put you in a dryer looking device with dirt and roll you around for 30 days and you turn into dirt.
Bit of a luxury service, right?
Yeah, it seems like I was hoping for something cheaper, honestly.
Well, yeah, you could do it at home for free, right?
I don't think that's allowed.
That's what I mean. If we're looking for like alternatives that make sense for the environment, then it seems like we would have the legislation to let people do the things that are easy to do, pine box in the ground or composting at home, but they like to get involved for the litigation and the money process, and the bureaucracy is important.
There is a large part of that, but ultimately, if we don't have rules and oversight, I could just imagine some funeral home burying people in mass graves to the point where it creates monkeypox AIDS in the water or something. Do you know what I'm saying? I could just imagine something so bizarre and grotesque happening. Pet cemetery for humans. Who knows?
You heard about the 2019 with the cows, millions and millions of cows buried in mass graves, cows and pigs, and right just prior to the big lockdown. Were you familiar with that story?
No. Is there dead cows somewhere that we need to?
But yeah, they slaughtered millions and millions of cows and pigs and sheep and stuff in 2019 because there was overproduction of resources and they had to get rid of it.
You'll have to send me a link when I post this video. I'll give it a read. I do appreciate that. But let me move to this. I think this is real. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. clears path for minors' use of tanning beds. Is this real? What do we think?
My time seems to be somehow reputable. Yeah.
Doesn't sound like something he would be in favor of, since he's so protection of children and the youth and their health and things of that nature.
Maybe it's part of that. There's some type of light therapy they're coming out with nowadays. I've seen.
That's what I was thinking. Like folks in Alaska or areas where they don't get much sunlight, it may be for health benefit reasons.
Maybe it makes vitamin D. I don't know. Maybe there's more to this story. I found it amusing, and of course, I didn't even read it, but I just wanted to show that quickly. Of course, we did the Met Gala. Got Jeffrey Sachs. That's a pretty sad story. We've got this guy. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, here we go. Here's another one. This looks nice. And let's see. Wow, what is that, Barnabas? I'll let you know. California's priciest bridge in SoCal, and it cost $114 million, but it's not for cars. Okay, let's take a look at this. And let's talk about what we think about this. New York Post. California's priciest bridge in SoCal is $114 million, and it's not for cars. Most expensive bridge isn't for cars or humans. Hasn't been finished. It is It's for wildlife to cross over. Damn it. It's for wildlife to cross over the street, and it costs $114 million. And I look at all these pop-ups. And honestly, I think it's money well spent. It's probably going to stop an accident. What do you guys think? Should we laugh at this?
Yeah,
This
I'm
is from
from
the New York.
California.
This is the New York Post, so of course this is the right-leaning Zionist rag. It's kind of bombastic.
Well, I
but-
remember this. I remember this ideas and this drive. I'm from Southern California. I grew up in LA, and I was in San Diego for a long time. There was a big push for this because a lot of animals get killed when crossing the highways. And I think the number, like the money number, is kind of something you can't really reference because it took them, what was it, like 20 billion to build 5 miles of track in San Francisco. So Californians obviously don't know how to budget or spend money correctly. But I think the idea of providing like natural passages for the wildlife, I think it's super important. Yeah, I'm in full support of it.
Calvin, thoughts? You're the big liberal on the panel.
No, I think
Be right
this
up your
is
alley.
well, yeah, and I'm one that's highly protective, unconscious of the nature and its cohabitants, and I think this is a great move by them to protect the wildlife in this regards, and to ensure that as we are intruding on in their community, their spaces and things of that nature, that we are conscious that there is a wildlife behind around us, and that they should deserve some level of protection. So I like this.
Yeah,
I
and
just
there's
like
been
I just like the humans aren't getting into car accidents. That's really my main concern. So I'm for it.
Yeah, it's
'Cause
important. And there's a
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say there's been a big movement in China for like re-wildfication of the country because during their long history and stuff, like recently they had destroyed a lot of the natural environment in order to power their economic thing. And they've been replanting a lot of trees and re-wildlifing and trying to reintroduce animals back into the wild and stuff. And I think it's a very important part of human life that we have the
See, when you say that, it makes me think about how we let land developers operate here in America. I wonder if there's some type of I haven't researched or whatever, but is there some type of conservation crew that goes in and kind of harvest the animal? Because I was thinking about what about the squirrels and things that lived in the area, whatever the case may be, what happens to them as they're mowing down these grasses and things of that nature. So if I had $1 billion, that's one company I would create, something that would provide to conserve the animals as we're building and expanding our footprint on the globe.
There it is. Save the squirrels. Calvin and the chipmunks. Thank you so much. All right. And on that note, I think that's it for you, Calvin. Or do you want to say something in closing?
No, that's nothing else. Thanks for having me, and I'll see you around.
See you around. Thank you so much.
All right,
Let me
thank
give you some nice applause before you go. Hold on.
Okay.
Don't leave yet. Okay, now go.
Yeah, you fucking
Your first entry into the Barnosphere. How does it feel, sir? Do you like being in the barnyard?
Yeah, I enjoyed the time. I'm sorry I showed up late. Like I said, had been spending a little time with Jack. You know Jack, right? You guys are familiar with each other.
Absolutely, of course.
Yeah, you run a good, nice little show over here. I appreciate you welcoming me on, and I appreciate you getting me up to speed on some of the issues and tolerating me with a little bit of feedback and stuff like that. I think it'd be fun to if the opportunity presents itself and you're copacetic to it, then I'll definitely be back to say hello and spend time with you.
I look forward to your triumphant return, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you fucking rule. Go get rule.
There it is. Thank you very much to Calvin. Thank you very much to Frank, first timer. Thank you very much for all of the wonderful comments that I received. Thank you for my zillions of fans who watch me and support me through thick and thin and are always there for me. I certainly appreciate it. I have a lot of ideas for the channel. What actually comes into fruition is yet to be seen. But I am on the road to recovery in regards to getting monetized, and hopefully I can get my numbers up. I guess I need to work on producing better content. But if there's anything you can do to like, share, and subscribe, I certainly would appreciate it. And I'll probably do a lot more content that's, how shall we say, lowbrow, gossipy, because let's face it, gossiping is fun. Say what you want about me. And here's my thumbnail. I hope you like it. It didn't get strong reviews when I revealed it for the first time, but this is my general thumbnail that I will be using. I don't have a schedule, and I will be around. I want to wish Tulsi Gabbard and her husband a hopefully speedy recovery in anything that they do and she does. And I guess that's it. I think we're going to end it there. Peace and blessings to you all. And until we meet again.